Yep. Hello, everyone. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing okay. Hope everyone's blessed. Um, Hope you can hear me as well. Um, it's gonna be an interesting stream today. I wanna talk about a couple of things, as you probably can make out from the thumbnail. I want to talk about Ten Hag's concerns, the current transfer market, the movement of emptying Old Trafford against the Liverpool game, and I want to talk about a couple other things as well. So strap up, sit down. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be an interesting one today. Um, Hope everyone's doing well. Um, Hope everyone's feeling somewhat not panicky, considering the situation that we're in now with the transfer market. Evening, everyone. Evening. If you've joined, make sure to drop a like on the video. Make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But yeah, big up. We'll start off with. I'm gonna break things down a bit. We'll start off with Ten Hag. Let's start off with Ten Hag. This man is in trouble. He's in trouble. He's in trouble not because of his ability to coach players, not because yeah, I'm gonna be letting people come on, just so you know as well. I'm gonna release the link soon for people to join and vent as well. We'll do it. We'll do it. But I think Ten Hag is in trouble. The reason why I say that is because of the board and because of Glazers. Ten Hag is not in trouble because of his coaching ability. Ten Hag is not in trouble because of, from a management perspective, but he is in trouble because of the owners of the club. Because the people who are owning this club are not backing him. I believe, and this is my humble opinion, that he was lied to. He was lied to before he put the pen to paper. Before he came to Manchester United, he was lied to. I'm going to go down a timeline. I'm going to go down a timeline of things that have happened since, Ten Hag said he's going to come to Manchester United. What was the first thing, if you all remember? The first thing was Ten Hag came 2 weeks early. Ten Hag did not go on holiday. He came 2 weeks early. Every single detail is important to me. Every single detail I pay attention to, in essence, right? He came 2 weeks early. There was a piece of paper in front of him with a list of players' names. He came and he gave certain instructions. 15-millimeter grass. Went and said hello to everyone. Changed the away side and the home side. Swapped it around so he's closer to Trafford end. Small details. He started making his mark. He said, Harry Maguire is going to stay captain. A piece of paper was given to him with a list of players from the scouting team. He said, no. Number 1, Frankie de Jong. Number 2, Timber. Number 3, Anthony. Number 4, Martinez. 3/4, Martinez. Number 5, maybe a striker, forward. And then another midfielder. But there were priorities set out. They were set out. Arnold and Murta were now going and making this thing happen. And there was also a person, the lawyer, Keane, one of the Keane brothers, who's helping with this whole negotiation situation. Arnold went publicly on a video and said, do you want us to be involved in the negotiations? Clearly not. Reference to, if you go and check the video that people made of Arnold in the pub, we burned through money. Remember that video? He said that first, money is available for the manager. We're not going to say the budget. The budget could be 100, 200, 300, 400. The budget is the budget, but money is available. He also said, do you want us to be involved with the negotiation? Like Woodward? Clearly not. You don't want that, do you? You want the proper people to do the proper negotiations. Well, then, If that's the case, the first thing when the transfer window was Timber. Publicly, Timber didn't go to plan. Guess what happened? Dead, died, whatever, cool, no problem. Done. Once the Timber situation was over, once it was done and over, we didn't look to find a replacement. This is a fact. Where is the replacement for Timber? During that time, the negotiators went to Frankie de Jong's camp and whatever, and Barca, people are in, speaking to Laporta, whatever, 70 mil, 75, 80 mil, back and forth. Whilst Timber's going on in the media. So there's Timber going on, there's Frankie de Jong. That's priority 1 and 2 going on at the same time. Priority 2 already dead. Cool. Priority 1, okay, we're working on it because it's complex. The deal is somewhat complex. Okay? Well, then if priority 2 is done, we said, what did we say? We said, I did anyways. I said, why don't you go and get other players? So instead of a full-on right back, a full-on right center back, right-sided center back, or whatever you want to call it, they started working on the Lisandro deal, which was somewhat of a substitute. Lisandro isn't a right back. He isn't. Timber is an out-and-out right back. Lisandro is a right-sided center back who can also play 3 at the back, right? And play that formation. So they went and did the Lisandro deal. But the issue isn't that, why did they not go and find out another right back? The issue is the timing. Whilst all that is happening, they took ages to sign Eriksen. So Eriksen didn't get a preseason, which is a free transfer. Eriksen was a free transfer. Okay, good. They did good on the Malacia deal. Kudos to them. They did good. They hijacked the deal. Fantastic stuff. And then they went and signed Martinez. But the Martinez deal, I don't want to say it cost more, but let's be real, it did cost us 10, 12 million more than it needed to out of the budget. 10 to 12 million out of the budget. So in comes Martinez, in comes Eriksen, in comes Malacia. All 3 very late signings. Let's point this out, by the way. Very late. Because when Timber said no, these lot could have gone and signed Martinez there and then. And Martinez was putting pressure on Ajax that time as well, straight away. During the time when Martinez was putting pressure, Anthony said to Ajax, if a club comes out for me, make sure you please accept the bid or let me go. At this point, Haller and Gravenberch were still in Ajax. Haller and Gravenberch were still in Ajax. Weeks go by. Haller leaves. Weeks go by. Gravenberch leaves. Other players from Ajax leave. And we then go in for Martinez. This time, it's like the 4th or 3rd player leaving Ajax. This is out there for you. Then we get Martinez 10 mil extra. Now, originally, Anthony was 70 mil. Anthony was 70 mil. Then the price went up to 80 mil. And now the price is on 100 mil. But then don't forget, when we were talking about Lisandro Martinez, we did say we'll buy 2 together. There were reports. Your tier 1 journalist said this. Tier 1 journalists said buy 2 together for 120 mil. Ajax are looking to accept an offer between 120 and 130 for both of them. And what happened? What happened? We went and got 1, and the other one's not here. Now, Manchester United are listing the players. They're listing the players that they were linked with before. I have a big issue, a huge issue with the scouting team. A huge issue. Why on earth are we even in the most simplest terms attached and linked with players we were linked from before? Why? Why are we linked to Rabiot? Why are we linked to Arnautovic? Why? And they are attaching very weird things. Oh, Ten Hag worked with him in 2008. So if Ten Hag shook hands with a player, should I go and sign that player now? Go and sign the player that Ten Hag shook a hand with. Go and sign a player that Ten Hag has played with. It's just anything PR-wise to attach that Ten Hag worked with him and Ten Hag knows him. If you actually identify Dumfries, we were linked with Nkunku at the start of the window, let's not forget. Nkunku was linked with us. From there, from Nkunku, we went to Šeško, Arnautovic. It's just the level keeps going down and down. Look at it. Think. Nkunku, then this forward, that forward, Šeško, Savic, Arnautovic. A 33-year-old. A 33-year-old. Former Chinese league player. No disrespect to him at all. I'm not going to disrespect him. But let's be real. We bashed Ronaldo, did we not? People bashed Ronaldo for his age, saying he can't maintain the style of play. Yet we want to go and sign a 33-year-old. Okay, the deal is dead. Fair. Okay, let's push that aside. Šeško. We were linked with Benjamin Šeško. Šeško is going to RB Group for 20 million. We couldn't make that deal happen. Okay, people will say because it's a RB Group to RB Group, the deal will be cheaper. Fair enough. But the player was up for sale. Clearly so. But then the deal is Salzburg are letting whatever. The player is staying in the club at the moment. He's not leaving the club straight away. The deal will go through. They will make the payment, and then the player will stay. Same thing like Alvarez with the Man City. The player will stay and then come in next season. But we are not in that position to be able to do that. We need the player now. Weren't able to find another player. This scouting team, whoever they are, the whole lot of them need to be bunched up together in a room. You need to bunch them together in a room, like a team meeting, and say the lot of you are sacked. The lot of you. Every single person of that scouting network needs to be sacked. Ten Hag doesn't trust him at all. Not one of them. Because he goes and actually identifies players that he knows. And you can't blame the man. The scouting team are supposed to work hand in hand with the manager. They are supposed to know what the manager wants, what the manager needs, and go and find him that type of player. What are we linked with? Rabiot is probably one of the worst panic buys we can think of. He comes with, we didn't want Ronaldo baggage, but we want the Rabiot's mom baggage. Make it make sense to me. Someone in the comment section, make it make sense to me. Make it make sense. We didn't want Ronaldo baggage, but we want Rabiot baggage. Make it make sense to me. Am I chatting shit? What is going on with this club? Where is the money? Where is it? We're going for 15, 20 million players, which is fantastic. This is what I want. I want to be able to go and get cheap players. But I don't want to go and get cheap, formerly rejected players. Morata. Oh my God. If you ask Chelsea, would they take Morata back? They wouldn't. They wouldn't. So how on earth can you make sense the players that we're linked with? On what planet? Because it ain't on planet Faz. But on what planet are these players anyway linked or that to say that these are Ten Hag players in any way? Now you come to the conversation that, are they better than the players we have now? Okay, that is a conversation to have. Morata, could he add to the squad? Arnautovic, okay, that deal is dead. Rabiot, can he add to the squad? The sheer amount of players that we have been linked with, if you actually go and list all of them, the amount of players we've been linked with, I think it will come down to over 200. I don't remember, please, if any of you remember us being linked to that many players in a window. I don't remember. We've been linked with 200 players, only been able to bring in 3, one of which was free. Where is the money? Where is it? Give or take, only spend about 70 mil, 80 mil, if that. Where is the money? Why aren't the Glazers saying to Ten Hag and the board, here is the checkbook, go and do what you need to do? Why? When Pep came in, he got 6 signings, almost 200 million worth of signings, if not more. If not more. He got a whole bunch of players that he wanted. Some of them who've left. Some of them who've left. He got rid. Whilst he noticed that he needs to get rid, he got rid. But we don't get rid of players. Why is Luke Shaw not on the market? It baffles me. It is actually baffling me. Why is Wan-Bissaka not on the market? Why is Scott McTominay not on the market? Why? Why not? I don't understand. On what planet is Phil Jones not on the market? On what planet is Phil Jones still in the club? And on top of that, the business is so bad. And this is, you have to understand, the business is so bad. Look at how many players left for free. For free. What, you telling me that, the Glazers would have pumped money in, that's why they let them go for free? Well, clearly not. Clearly not. Jesse Lingard and Pogba alone, both of them alone together, could have brought us at least 100 million. Easily. But these owners, these leeches of owners, I don't know what they had in their mind, thought, no, let's run down the contract. Let's run it down. And both the players left for free. Matic, Mata left for free. It's at this point, it's absolutely unacceptable. The sheer players that have left, we haven't been able to replace. 3 midfielders have left. Mata, Matic, and Pogba. 3 midfielders. One of them I personally really was critical about. Matic. At the start of the season, he was really poor, but then he turned it around. Mata, he did some decent performances for us. Pogba, a lot of people didn't like him because of his XYZ, but I thought he's a class player and he could have given us more, but it just didn't work out. But still, I said, okay, thank you very much. You know, it was time to part ways. Either way. But a player of Pogba's caliber left for free. That is absolutely diabolical. That should not be allowed at all. A player of Pogba's caliber, a World Cup winning player, left for free. For free. What? How? Why? Like, it doesn't make sense. Jesse Lingard left. Why did he leave for free? Why? And teams were bidding for him as well. Teams were bidding for Jesse Lingard. Why did he go for free? And now he's on a 200 a week in Nottingham Forest. So there are teams out there that will pay the wages. This is another thing. This is another thing people tell me. Teams won't pay the wages that these players are on. Well, I disagree. I really do. Because how on earth are Nottingham Forest paying Jesse Lingard 200 a week? How? And if they can pay Jesse Lingard 200 a week, I am sure there is a team out there that can pay Phil Jones' wages, Wan-Bissaka's wages, Luke Shaw's wages. 100%. 100%. You cannot tell me otherwise. I'm not believing it. So that's my thing on Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag is going to have a bad time in this club because he's not being backed fully. You cannot ask me to go and build a house. Right? Go and build a house without the proper brickwork. I need the bricks. I need the bricks. I need the cement. I need the metal rods. I need XYZ. You're going to expect me to build you a mansion or a decent house without the current equipment and tools. How does that make sense? I am capable. I am capable of building the house. I've done it before. But if you're not providing me with the brickwork and the cement, how am I going to do it? With sand. You want to build a house with the sand, with bags of sand. Make it make sense. You want to build a hut. Make it make sense. This manager is not backed one bit. and it is going to be a very long season. A very long season. Do not be surprised if Ten Hag ends up 8th or ninth. Do not be. Mark my words. I've not been wrong yet, but do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. The window ends in 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, even 2.5, 3 weeks. It ends in. Season has started. The season has started already, ladies and gentlemen. For me, this is me. I don't care about Chelsea. I don't care about City. I don't care about Arsenal. I don't care about Spurs. I don't care about no other team. I swear to God, this is not a time for me to be entertaining other teams. If times were good, I would be going and entertaining other teams, meaning I would be looking, oh, what are they doing? What are they doing? Ha, they can't compete with us, whatever. But right now, I can't. The sheer amount of shit show that's with my club alone, my full concentration is on my club. When you say we're going in a new direction, right? Whole new board. Loads of people from the top got sacked. What did we say? Us, what did we say as a fan base? I'm not going to single out you. What did we do? We said, oh my God, Ed Woodward is gone. Matt Judge is gone. There's a video of me and my friends dancing in the studio when Matt Judge left. There's a video of me and my friends dancing when Matt Judge left. I was wrong. Not that I want Matt Judge, but I thought, oh yeah, going in a direction. Where is that direction? Where is it? Because Arnold got trained by Woodward. Let's not forget as well. Arnold got trained by Woodward. Where is the direction? Whole new board. Give them time. They will need time. It's very easy to say we need a couple of windows. Well, if that's the case, write the season off. Don't expect top 4. Don't expect top 6. Don't. Europa Conference, Europa League, top 4. Don't expect it. Why are we stressed out? Oh, we lost, big deal. We lost to Brighton, big deal. We lose to Brentford, big deal. First season. Needs 3 windows. Remember? Marcel said it. Loads of people on other platforms and Twitter spaces, everything, people are saying 3 windows. We need 3 windows. Oh, we need minimum 3 windows to even get a squad together. Well, there you go. The club are now going, and this is my opinion, the club are now going and telling Ten Hag, look, ain't nobody coming forward to buy Scott McTominay. We're struggling to even get rid of Phil Jones, let alone Scott McTominay. Only likes of Eric Bailly's got an offer. Andres Pereira went off for 10 mil. You know what, Mr. Ten Hag, how about we give you a couple of, these random players, We go like this. Bissouma? No. Sangare? No. Tielemans? No. Rabiot? Interesting. Okay, we'll keep that one. Sheshko? No. Nkunku? No. Arnautovic? You wanna keep him? Okay, we'll keep Arnautovic. Oh wait, the fan base doesn't want him. He was a racist. Oh, okay, clown. Who else? Who we linked with now? This is what's happening. This is what's happening. They're going through a list of names like this, and they're saying, "Oh, we want to have him. Okay, we'll make some reports with him. I don't know." That's what's happening. That is what's happening. And that is not how you should do. You should go and work in a window. That's not how you tackle the window. You tackle the window by saying, these are my priorities, right? If I don't get them, you could consider these 3, right? Or these 2, let's say. If these don't come, you can consider these 2. And Ten Hag and the club have had conversations about, okay, Mr. Ten Hag, the Frankie de Jong deal is a bit tough for us, but we think we can make Anthony happen. We think we can make Lisandro Martinez happen. We think we can make Malacia happen. We think we can make Ericsson happen. We think we can make Anthony happen. We think we can make Timber happen as well. Well, what's going on then? What's going on then? Malacia ain't even starting. I don't understand why. In the last game, the 2 players that played the best were the 2 players that came in new. And it's the same shit with the last players. So this manager is going to coach these players to some sort of level, to some sort of footballing IQ that he can install in these players. So then next season, next window, he can start selling players. Next window is the one that you will really see. I believe, and I'm going to clip this. Next season, I believe a lot of players are going to leave. I'm going to come on to now this empty Old Trafford topic. I mean, it's trending on Twitter. Whatever, they have started this movement, which is a fantastic movement. I'm in support of this movement. But I will say one thing. Emptying Old Trafford does not push these owners out. Doesn't. I don't know how anybody in the right mind can think empty seats are going to push these leeches to get out of the club. At the end of the day, my people, the club is not for sale. The club is not for sale. When something is not for sale, you can't buy it by force. You can't. There is nothing at all stopping the Glazers from keeping the club. Nothing. The sponsors haven't made one bit of noise. Sky Sports ain't made one bit of noise. Nobody made any noise. No one. The only way the Glazers will feel like they need to sell is when one of the sponsors start itching and pushing back. This is a fact. And there are a couple of things that I want to iron out as well with this empty Old Trafford situation. I've been asked to not go to the game, at the Liverpool game. I said I declined. I want to go to the football game. Firstly, because I enjoy watching football. Not just Manchester United. I go and travel to a lot of games. A lot of my friends, my close friends, play professional football. I travel to see them. I don't really support their team. It's not even I don't support their team. But I go because I enjoy the game of football. I fell in love with football. Then I fell in love with Manchester United. As a child, I fell in love with football. Football is a form of expression. It's a form of joy. Whether my team is playing bad or good or whatever, I'm there. That's the first thing. I worked very hard for my season ticket. They're not saying get rid of the season ticket. They're saying boycott one game, which is a very fair point. And I'm in support of that. But I need to navigate my way through this. And I commend the people and I respect the people that will be boycotting their seat for that game. But there are a couple of concerns. Concern one is these protests can be very aggressive, and I'm not with it. I'm not with it. One Don says everything in the world is for sale. Very true. I agree. You make a very good point. Is the club for sale? Technically, no, but logically, no, but technically, yes. Because if someone comes in and puts a £6 billion bid in, the Glazers are selling. Because the value of the club peaked last year, and the club stands around what, 3 point something, 4 billion around, or 4.1 billion, if I'm not mistaken. If someone comes in and says, we'll pay the debt off and we'll give you 4 billion, here you go. Boom. I don't see how the Glazers don't sell. But then it's a cash cow. The Glazers put no money in, but keep getting money out. How? Who in the right mind will want to let a business like that go? You tell me. Would you let a business go that gives you money that you haven't paid for? That the debt is still the same as 15 years ago. The debt, you purchased an item and you borrowed money to purchase this item 15 years ago. This item is still bringing you money 15 years later. It has helped your stock market price. It has helped your profile. It has helped your income. and you're gonna willing to sell. My friend, if I own a business like this, I'm holding that shit for the rest of my life. Unless I legally have to sell. And this is me being absolutely straight and honest. Absolutely straight up and honest to you lot. I am not selling a business that I bought without even any money of my own, and I'm getting money every year. Get out of here. I'm not selling. Joel Glazer and them lot aren't selling. They aren't. They've even gone and given us 10% with the new people that are working on this scheme to give the fan ownership, 10% ownership. That means they will have the same voting power as the Glazers. But to have the same voting power, you have to have 24.9 or 25.1 along those lines, 25% of ownership. So they're saying we'll give you 10% and then increasing, over the next few years. XYZ, blah, 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 whatever. Another Glazer ploy. But the Glazers ain't willing to sell. They didn't sell when the seats were empty during COVID. They didn't. Newcastle owners wanted to buy us. Hello? The richest people on planet Earth almost. They have so much money. The top 10 clubs in the world combined are not as wealthy as the Newcastle owners, and they wanted to buy our club. And guess what? Glazer said no. Am I making sense or what? Am I talking rubbish? No. It's in front of you. Newcastle owners wanted to buy us, and these guys are richer than 10 other clubs in the world put together. Put together. The club is for sale. If you go by the comment that One Don made, in essence, the club is for sale. But this is a very, 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 very generic comment. KG, this team is annoying. I'm not KG. I don't know what you're talking about. My name is Faz. I think you're in the wrong stream. No investor is buying the club with their current debt. Now, the thing with someone said recently, did I pay attention to this recent situation that's going on about a person going on online or whatever in an interview saying they want to possibly look to buy the club? Is it Mr. Kingston? I forgot his full name. Can someone please remind me his full name? It's gone from my mind for some reason. What was his full name now? I can't remember. Cannot remember. But anyways, there's this new thing. Okay. Yeah, I'm in Faz Racer. Ratcliffe. Mr. Ratcliffe, Jim Ratcliffe, his money is required. But Mr. Kingston cannot buy the club. His net worth is not big enough. It's not big enough. Jim Ratcliffe is the person who really... Michael, that's the one. Thank you, Noah. Michael Kington, or Kingston, or however you say his surname. But yeah, Michael and Jim. Jim's money is needed. A serious contender for the club would be Jim. He has the funds, and Michael can come in there as well and support, because Michael clearly wants to support the club. But is the club willing? Are the Glazers willing to sell the club? Is the main question here, people. We can empty the seat all we want. I paid for my season ticket. I have my season ticket. I paid for it already. For the whole year, by the way. You don't pay for each game. You pay for the whole year up front. I paid for the whole year. I have a deposit for next year as well. So I put my deposit for next year. That's already done. 50,000 ticket holders. I am in a group where we communicate with other ticket holders, other season ticket holders. And I tell you now, there's 22,000 of us in that group. About 30% to 40% are season ticket holders. So a good few thousand are season ticket holders. And let me tell you something. A lot of them, they'll be going to the game. They're not. They weren't even aware of the movement. And we made a post, and in the post, the comments, we don't care. We've done it before. We've protested before. We sing the songs every game. The Glazers sit a couple of yards from us. I sit in the Red Army stand, which is the singing stand behind next to Stratford End. That's where I sit. And I scream Glazers out every freaking game. And the Glazers are sat next to me. And they sat next to me, near me. They can hear us. Do they sell? No. No. Broadcasters don't care because, oh, okay, pan the camera, empty seats, hoo-ha, right, really good. But broadcasters will still pay the money because people are still watching the TV. If you leave the stadium, but then watch the TV on the game, come on. You want to hurt them? You want to really hurt them? Don't subscribe to Sky Sports. Boycott Sky Sports. You want to hurt them? Stop using DHL. If you drive a Chevrolet, give it back. If you use Tezos, don't use it. Serious. But emptying the stadium is not the way, and it's not going to work. It's been done before. If you want to, and you want to make a huge impact, don't go for the rest of the season. And then even I don't think it's going to work. You know why? Because players played through COVID. They played through COVID. It's not new to them now. They're used to the empty stadium. And they actually played really good in the empty stadium. Imagine now Scott McTominay and Fred start performing in an empty stadium. Joke, man. But that could happen. Empty the stadium for the whole season. See what happens then. But they played empty stadium when COVID and didn't sell and nothing happened. They survived. It doesn't work. The empty in the seat will not work. But let's see. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see what happens. It's my choice. My season ticket, my voice, my choice if I want to go or not. What I will not accept is the people breaking up fan bases. That is horrendous. That is disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. To think that, oh, if you are going to the game, then you are a bad person or you are a bad fan because you support the Glazers or XYZ. Because you you are not with the movement. How many people of the season ticket holders actually use Twitter? I'm sure 30% of the season ticket holders are above 50 years old. Are above 50 years old. I'm not disrespecting above 50-year-olds at all, but how many of them are on Twitter checking the hashtags? Come on. The Glazers are a different breed. The Glazers are a different breed. I really hope, I really wish, and I really pray that this movement of emptying the seats work. I'm in communication with the admin of that group, with the 20,000 people, and we're thinking of ideas how to be effective outside and inside. Outside and inside the stadium. We're trying to figure out a way where both are effective. Because emptying stadium has been done before where people walk out, COVID, XYZ. Protests have obviously been done every single game, but then protests are aggressive. They're aggressive. You can't ask a child to go into that protest. You can't ask a mom to go into that protest. It's very hostile. It's aggressive. That's not how you should be done. It's not. But hopefully, this one can be different. Hopefully, the people who start in or saying, empty Old Trafford, they come. Come to the game. Come and stand outside the stadium. I'll be there anyways. Come and see me. I have offered my services as well. I have a t-shirt printer at my disposal. If I'm going to the game, happy to print t-shirts and take it inside the stadium so people can wear Glazer out. And that's getting picked up by the broadcast. Along with empty seats, people wearing t-shirts are getting picked up as well. But I will be very interested to see how far this movement goes, because if the stadium is somewhat full, Couple of hundred doesn't matter, let's be real. But if the stadium is somewhat full, I have a feeling that people on Twitter might start attacking season ticket holders. They might, when it isn't the season ticket holders' fault. How many people on the who started the movement actually attend the games every single week? We'll see. And then someone just said, "Oh, now we wait to see 48 hours final decision. Chelsea, Manchester United, blah 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 blah." He ain't coming. Tier 1 sources told us he was coming 4 weeks ago. Where is he? Allowed the Frankie De Jong. He ain't coming. If he comes, he comes. For now, he ain't coming. Let's open the line. Let's open the line. Let me add. Bear with me. The link is there. I have pinned the message, so you will be able to join. We will speak all things Manchester United. I'll keep it because last time loads of people joined as well, so it was unfortunate that some people didn't get a chance. But we'll keep it at time. Give everybody about 5 to 6 minutes to speak to me and voice their concerns and make their points as well. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Whilst that is happening, let's go and address this as well. Right. Okay. Let's address some of the comments. Marin says, "Did you guys talk about the hostile takeover yet?" No, we haven't. We haven't. I know, obviously, you spoke to me before. You said you wanted to discuss the hostile takeover. You can do that. Noah says, "Let me ask you a question. Do you think that sponsorship would force the Glazer family out? For me, nope. The only way we can get rid of them is that we continue the protest." Fair point. That is a fair point. Father's angry. I'm not angry. I guess I am, but I'm more so frustrated. Money for the season ticket is going to go to waste for thousands of people. Money for this is paid for the season. Yeah, true, but it's a form of protest, right? Look what AC Milan do. Well, that's a different conversation in its own. Let's be real. People are just comparing AC Milan for the sake of fitting the protest narrative. Let's just see. Let's see how many season ticket holders actually don't turn up to the seat. Because no matter what me and you say, it's the season ticket holders that matter the most. Because 50,000 of the seats are actually taken by season ticket holders, 10,000 of them are taken by charity, and the rest are taken by sponsors, blah 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 blah, and single sales. So 50,000 of people out of that, if you really want to make an impact, at least half, 25,000 people have to not turn up to the seat. 25,000. That's the problem. The Glazers would destroy our club. I really hate them. I also bought season ticket, but watching this team is really sad. Yeah, it is sad. You know what? The only joy I get is watching Ten Hag. That's the only joy I get is watching Ten Hag. It's actually funny fast. Liverpool signed players based on analytics and have number new and what's going on? It's funny fast. Liverpool signed players based on analytics and have numerous contract with StatsBomb. They only sign player when they make them better. I don't think we have that. That's sad. Yes, I agree. We don't have that. Our scouting team and recruitment team are horrendous. Are absolutely horrendous. All right, okay. Let's start bringing people in. Noah, I see you. You've joined. Turn your camera off because your camera's lagging. I'll add you to the stream so you can just speak with the vocal, and then I see the rest of you as well. I'll add you one by one. Just hang fire. Noah, how you doing, bro? You okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great.
Bro, good, bro. Talk to me.
Well, For me, we both know that we had this conversation. I know the Glazers ownership. I know we don't even care what they say or not, because for me, it's time we need to change this system so that this has to stop. Our pain, our nightmares, this has to stop. Because if we cannot continue like if we continue like this over again, we're just gonna keep wasting our money, spending our life watching our games at Old Trafford, getting even worse than that. But for me, it's been look, the Glazers family bought this United Stadium in 2005. It's been 17 years, you know. After that, since Fergie left, things hasn't changed. But I say this many times over again. What does happen? It keeps ruining the business, the sponsorships, every single last of them. Because now things it needs to change. What about the trophies? What about the glory Man United that we were? What do we expect? But for me, I'm sick of tired of them. I'm sick of tiring, wasting our guts. But for me, I am done because things needs to change from the bottom of my heart. I support United since when I was a kid, watching by Ronaldo, Tevez, Rooney, every single the legends that I had. Because things needs to change. Right now, our current players are not even struggling. They don't have a passion. Who wears the badge, wearing a United shirt, who doesn't even care. Take an example. Scott McTominay. Does he care for this club? For me, I don't think so. Even Fred as well, Rashford as well, Maguire as well. Nobody didn't care. Now we're having lots of situations. Even Rolando wants to leave the club. If he wants to leave, for me, okay, that's fine. But if he wants to play the Champions League, that's fine. It's his choice. But for me, I'm done wasting Ronaldo's in or out. That's up to us. That's up to him. If he wants to leave, leave. But right now, the Glazers family needs to leave. I'm sick of tired of this. On August 22, where we'll be facing against Liverpool. But it's going to be the same situation like last season we're having 5-0 or even get it even worse. I don't know what to say, but as long as hashtag empty Old Trafford, I don't think
Let's. I
nobody's
mean,
not going to come.
let's see how the hashtag works out. Big up yourself, Noah. I know you join the stream all the time, so love for that. Love for your take as well. We'll see how the
Yeah,
protest works out. I'm in agreement with you that a lot of these players don't care, but they need to
yeah,
learn to care if they're going to stay in this club, and the club needs to be ruthless. And once they're ruthless,
yeah.
I'm telling you, players are going to want to start caring. And maybe because it's been a change of management and change of board and XYZ
Yeah.
and a lot of hostile situation. Maybe that's why the
You
players aren't bothered as much. But we'll see with
listen,
this new manager. Noah, I'm
Patrick.
gonna bring another person
Mm,
in. So big up yourself, hang fire, and then
all right.
we can have a conversation later on as well. I see everybody who's joined. Big up everyone who's joined so far. Z, how you doing, bro?
I'm good, my brother. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
How's it going?
I'm alive. I can't complain, but I'm complaining about Manchester United.
What's good in the hood today, man?
Well,
Are you making it
we're
out?
trying to. Well, we're making out the stadium by the sounds of it. I don't know
Like
if
you
you're making
making
out
out
the
the hood?
hood,
Are we making
but
out the hood?
we ain't making out the hood this year. Not this year. Not this year.
So tell me, you don't look too happy about this. Why? What's
Look,
going on?
I think the hashtag is a great movement, but I don't know if you heard me on the space last night.
Yeah,
I don't know
I heard.
if you
I
heard me on the space
briefly,
last night.
briefly.
But like I was saying, I have direct access to a private group with 22,000 people in that group.
Yes.
We are a group of season ticket holders and membership holders. I can
Yes.
comfortably say about 85% of those 22,000 people are members. So they're
Yes.
premium members or normal members and they can buy tickets. And
Yes.
about 40% to 30% of those members are season ticket holders like myself.
Yes. Yes.
We actually exchange tickets. So, for example, if one week I say, "Hey, I want to sit in stand S 122, I need two
Yes.
tickets because I want to go with my partner, I want to go with my friend, I want to sit together." Will someone change their seats with me, and we'll change seats? If
Understood.
also someone gets scammed, we actively work to identify the scammer and we actively work to give that person, the victim, a free ticket. So I have two tickets. I have one season ticket, one membership, and I look to give my spare ticket to someone who's been scammed, or I'll give my ticket at face value to someone who was going to be touted. So I did that with the Real Vallecano game.
Yeah.
I did that with the Brighton game. I do that regularly anyways, and that's the purpose of the group. We made a post last night about this movement. We screenshot, well, I didn't, but the admin who I was speaking to screenshotted the movement from the Twitter page, added it to the group. 2 hours, 22,000 people, 10 people, 20 people commented. About 70% said it's not going to work. uh, one person said it's not going to work because you guys are saying it's not going to work, XYZ. And then I made a comment, and I can add my comment to this if you lot want to see. But I said, look, for the people that don't want to go, big up to you, respect to you. But for the people that want to go, maybe we could do something actively where we could wear a t-shirt that says Glazer out for the day. We could hold something up because let's be honest, people are still gonna go. There are 50,000 season ticket holders in the
Yeah.
stadium out of the 70 something thousand seats. 50,000 a season ticket, 10 to 12,000 are charity and whatever tickets, and the rest are sponsors and spare tickets, as you call them.
Yes.
Yesterday, I said this. I said on the space at 1 a.m. that once this movement goes out, those spare tickets are going to be picked up by bots. This morning, Manchester United made a tweet saying bots have taken over the website. We had to close the website down. That's the first thing. And the second thing as well is with the 50,000 season ticket holders, a lot of them don't even want to do this movement. Apparently, they're saying that it's not going to work. So you tell me.
So for me personally, as I said, right, great movement. Any movement is a great movement. Let me put that out there. Any movement, I believe, to get these owners out, I will co-sign. Yeah, I will literally co-sign. I will support it. In any way I can. But I also have to be balanced. My take on it is, I'm a strong believer in not forcing everyone to do what they do not want to do. But then I also believe if you do not want to do something in relation to walking out the stadium, there also needs to be a compromise. I said something as small as unfollowing Manchester United and Manchester United players off your socials, something like unsubscribing from METV or Sky Sports or BT Sports, things like that. Small compromises like that are brilliant. Like, and it's not about who done who what first or who's doing it the best. It's about, at the end of the day, getting these owners out. And that's what I want it to be. I don't want it to be something where it's, pointing the finger or saying this person's weak or this person's soft or this person doesn't love the club or this person doesn't support the club. Because in all due fairness, everyone's got a different way and everyone's got a different motive, and some people got more to lose than others. I've said this as in relation to the YouTubers, for example. I've been saying this about the YouTubers. I said, I know a lot of people always say direct their energy at the YouTubers and say the YouTubers need to do more. But in my opinion, this is some people's livelihood. This is their incoming. Would you, if you was in that position, would you sacrifice it? Do you understand? I don't want to
See,
offend no one.
YouTubers, okay, I'm going to put it very simply. Does Mark Goldbridge go to the game? No, he doesn't. He has someone else go to the game, right? Terry, does he go to the game? No, I haven't heard him go to the game. There are many, many YouTubers that don't go to the game. They don't have access to season ticket holders. You know who do? Scarf sellers, hot dog stands, pubs, If you want to do the movement properly, why don't you go and approach them? Because last time I checked, my YouTube channel don't make me shit compared to what the scarf man is making selling CR7 scarves. And you can't tell me that ain't a Glazer thing, because Glazers bought the Glazers bought CR7. So, it's catch-22. You can blame the YouTubers thinking YouTubers is glamorous thing. It's this glamorous thing. I'm on the camera, and I shouldn't do this movement, but that's not the case.
Yeah,
It's never the case.
for me, you already know me. My character, see, I have my own opinion. I don't follow no one. Do you understand? I have my own opinion, like many others. Many others have their own opinions. My thing is, like I said, you're asking for a huge sacrifice. So the season ticket holders tend to give up their season tickets. You're asking for a huge sacrifice. YouTubers tell them to sacrifice their connections to the club and probably their brand. They're asking for a huge sacrifice, because I'll be honest with you, telling a YouTuber, "Oh, you tweet this or you do that," and most of the fan base aren't even probably subscribed to that person's channel. So at the end of the day, for those who are subscribed to him and they see that his brand's been effective and they unsubscribe, are you going to make up the subscribers to make sure that the revenue's coming in the same way? Do you understand what I mean? Are you going to be doing the super chats to replicate that revenue? So there's a lot of things that I think people need to take into consideration. I think the best things that people could do, which is my suggestion, is which was also suggested by a few others, is the spearheads of organizations, the spearheads of people making movements meet at the round table. And after you say, okay, I will do this. This is the role that me and my group will take. This is the role that you and your group have been taking, and you continue to do that. If you want to sit with the YouTubers, then you say to YouTubers, you know what? At the end of the day, I know you don't want to affect your brand or your links, but is there someone that you know that can give me a certain link in order for us to, make something happen? And they don't have to do it directly. Do you understand? No names attached, nothing. This could be a secret meeting, no names attached. And even when people are walking away from that meeting, they don't even have to mention that YouTuber. They don't even have to mention what that YouTuber done.
Look, yesterday I've got the comment that I made on Facebook. I took a screenshot and I sent it and I shared it to some people. And I said to the people, this is the people that are saying this is not going to work. We walked out before. And Man United have played with empty seats during COVID. The Glazers didn't sell then. Newcastle owners wanted to buy us before they bought Newcastle. There was talks then, and they didn't sell then. And it's a business that you haven't put money in, and you're making money. It's like free money almost. You just borrowed the money, and you're making money on that, and you haven't even paid the debt off.
Yeah,
so
100%.
all this considered, the season ticket. This is the season ticket holder group. A lot of them said they will be going. My comment was this. I said exactly. This can make an impact. We must try it again and again. If it didn't work once, try again and again. I'm planning to scan my ticket in and then walk back out if I see that the seats are empty. Also, looking to wear a t-shirt. I also have access to t-shirt printing, and I have access to a warehouse of t-shirt printing, and my family are into t-shirt printing businesses. I'm happy to help people with t-shirts for cost price and then bring them to the stadium in my SUV. And I'll give it out to people so we can make a statement. Happy to help in all ways possible. And that's my help.
But you know what? I'll be honest with you. You wouldn't even have to walk out the stadium. For me, you wearing your t-shirts enough. You don't even have to give out all the t-shirts. For you wearing your t-shirts enough. I don't think you should do anything half-heartedly. Rather stick to what you could do wholeheartedly. Don't just walk out the stadium because you see everyone else walking out the stadium. If you come with your t-shirt, just wear your t-shirt. That's your part done. Because for example, you walk out the stadium and after they scan your seat, we could have missed your t-shirt being shown, which could have brought awareness. So it's best that you stick to your point and what you want to do. Let's be honest, Old Trafford's not going to be fully empty. There's a lot of the elderly fans that are not mobile enough to move as fast as the others. Do you understand? There'll be people there with families that would want to be safe, but as long as the majority is empty, then after this, I know that's a huge impact. Do you get what I mean? It's never going to be absolutely empty.
I'm gonna come on to Gadsby to ask his point. He's an overseas fan, so it'll be interesting to ask him for his point. And then I'm gonna come on to Marin and Kodos. Marin wanted to talk about a hostile takeover and educate the people on a hostile takeover. And I'm gonna
Yeah,
actually, when he's
I'm gonna
speaking, I'm
switch
gonna,
out though. I'm gonna switch off because obviously I've got to go do
yeah,
a few things. But I just came in to show
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
support, man.
Big up for
Big up, man.
joining.
Keep
Big up
doing
for
your
joining.
thing,
I
my brother.
love
Yeah.
love to you.
Yes.
Yeah, no worries, bro. Big up, love. Um, yeah, Gadsby, talk to me. How what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, how you doing, Faz? Hope if you're doing
I'm
good.
alive. I'm alive and complaining about Manchester United. I hope you're complaining too.
Yeah, everybody's frustrated, but I mean, we've had, I mean, we talk every time me and you, so we've had conversations about this, and you kind of know where I stand. Like, um, we're dealing with American owners, and the capitalists. So I live in America, and it's a capitalist society in where I live in. So they've bought a club on debt, and they're making all this money off it. And I keep trying to tell people, this they're like, it's going to be a tough task trying to get them away from the club because of the amount of money they're getting from the club. Mind you, they own another club in Florida, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they do put in a lot of money into that club. Like they even sign one of the best wide receivers in the nation, in Julio Jones, and he's now playing with Tom Brady, and they have a lot of signings. So they know what they're doing. Like these people, they are complete businessmen. Like they exactly know what they're doing. They have every avenue and resources and people working for them to exactly know the scope of what they're dealing with. They know what is going on Twitter. They know what is going on YouTube. They know what is going on every social media platform. They have analytics. People working on the numbers. I know, and we know they've hired some like Neil Costas, PR people to work on certain PRs. They know how to spin agendas and how to propagate agendas. They know how to propagate things. So we're not dealing with people that are like amateurs. Like these people know what they're doing. So
Exactly. And Gatsby, to add to that, like I said before, I don't know if you saw, but I have paid for a business. I have paid for an item, a business, without any money of my own pocket. I loaned the money. I didn't even clear the debt after 17 years, and this business is still bringing me money
yeah,
in my pocket. It's like free money in a
it
world where
is.
free money doesn't exist.
It
So if
is
you ask me, from me, this is me, by the way, not even Glazer. This is Faz. Me, if I have a business, the whole world could tell me to sell. I ain't selling for shit
exactly
unless I'm legally
like
legally required to.
if you know how things work in America. Like in America, like a lot of things are on loan. So even the phone I'm using right now, I go into Apple, right, and I get my phone on loan. When the new one comes out, I don't even need to say two statements. I just if the new iPhone comes out tomorrow, I just walk into Apple, I give them my old one, and they give me the new one. And I get to use my phone to make money in my company because I use my phone to do the business, right? So why would I give it up? Why would I give it back to you? Unless you're gonna offer me triple or quadruple of what my incentives are, why would I give it up to you? Like
And that's where Jim Ratcliffe comes in, if with his money. If he can, I thought an offer of 6 billion gets accepted, but 6 billion is a lot of money.
no, but fast, do you think Manchester United in 20 years won't be worth over 6 billion? In the next 20 years, the club is probably worth over more than 7 billion. Like these people are ready to hold this club for the next 20 years. They give out
You make a
contract.
point.
They give
You
out
do make a
contract loans
point.
for houses. Like if I buy a house right now, and the house is worth 300,000 in loans, by the time I finish paying out my loans, I'm ended up paying the bank almost 800,000 for a house that was worth 300k. But because I loaned it, because I paid out a loan for it, I pay so much interest in it that I pay over the odds for what the value was in the first place. This is exactly what they're doing. Like it's an American model. Like they. But let's move away from the business aspect of it, right? Let's go to the aspect of people wanting to leave the stadium for the game. And I told you this before earlier. We talk every time.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. Okay, my question to you would be: if people are going to walk out of the game, and fans tell you, oh, people that have season tickets to walk out of the game, well, all the fans at home that watch the game don't watch the game on TV, right? Because actually, the broadcasting fees and broadcasting money they get from broadcasting advertisement rights are quadruple what they make off tickets. They get millions and billions and billions of pounds of broadcasting, and they can track records of people watching the game. So obviously, if actually all United fans don't watch the game on TV, that would even be a bigger impact.
That would be the biggest impact you could think of.
That would be a bigger impact. If not even, let's not even say 100%. Let's say 40% of United fans don't tune in to
Wow.
watch the game. Wow,
Wow.
that would be a way bigger impact than people not going to the stadium. Because I promise you, they track the numbers of people who was. I live in America. We watch the game through NBC Sports. NBC Sports tracks data on. I know, like when United plays, their
Of course they
numbers
do.
go
Every
up.
channel does. Every
Yeah.
channel does.
So when United is on the TV, their numbers go up. So I promise you, if they, let's say on Saturday we're playing Brentford, and like half the fan base doesn't watch the game in America on NBC Sports, they will send an email to United. They will send an email up the chain to Sky Sports, to the Premier League, saying,
Mm.
"Whoa, our numbers dropped by 60%."
Yep.
That's a way bigger impact than 40,000 or
If
30,000 fans in the
if
stadium.
you're gonna be really serious, if you're gonna be really serious, it's not one game. You have to do it almost every game.
Yeah,
They have to feel the heat every game. That's when Sky Sports will tell Manchester United, man, we paying a lot of money to you for our TV deal, commercial deal. DHL is gonna get onto Manchester United because people are not seeing their brand. Tezos is gonna get onto Manchester United. All these people, Chevrolet is gonna get on the Manchester
yeah.
United, and they're gonna say, well, you know what? Team Viewer is gonna get onto Manchester United and
It,
say,
it
no,
has to
we're not
be a
having it.
consistent thing. And the funny thing about it is we're all human beings. The moment you hear United is winning 3-0 and Ronaldo has a hat trick, you're gonna have to go turn on the TV and see it. Like you see Marcus
That's
Rashford hit a
true.
bank. You're gonna Marcus Rashford just scored a 50-yard free kick. Oh my god, I missed it. You're gonna be so mad. Why the hell did I miss this? Well, let's just be
It's
honest.
true.
We're human beings. Like we're not robots. So
It's true.
it's a very tough situation to be in, right? I do believe if there's a consortium of people that can raise a amount of money and find a way to initiate a hostile takeover, which is very hard. Hostile takeovers are not easy.
We'll,
Um,
we'll come on to hostile takeover, and I wanna big you up for coming through and giving your point, because it's very nice to have a point of an overseas fan. How and what you mentioned about NBC is very interesting and very valid as well, because if you want to send shockwaves through the world, because some of these brands sponsorships are worldwide based, Chevrolet,
yeah,
DHL,
Chevrolet's
TeamViewer,
American. Yeah,
yeah, cut the shit from all angles. Cut Chevrolet, cut DHL, cut TeamViewer, cut NBC, cut Sky Sports. Then they will be like, oh lord, okay. And Manchester United is a big egg, and when you start hitting the egg from different angles, it's way more effective than hitting it from one angle. And one angle that you think is so big, and I appreciate that, but small hits from all different angles is very good, because what it gives Glazers is confuses them. It confuses everyone. We're getting hit from here. NBC is on the phone. Sky Sports is on the phone. DHL is on the phone. Team View is on the phone. Adidas is on the phone. Right? I'll give you a fun fact. Except for Manchester United top, I do not own Adidas products. I swear to you. I will even make a vlog of my walk-in wardrobe. Find any Adidas product. I don't use Adidas products. That's my thing. But let's come on to Marin. Marin, how you doing, bro? Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing good, man. I've been, you know me, I'm not a United fan, but I got involved with United this summer very heavily with everything
Yeah,
going on.
it's still cool. It's still
But I
cool.
wanted
But
to,
for the people who don't know, Marin is a Barcelona supporter. So in the comment section, if you want to send him any hate or anything, this is open. He's open play. I'm just saying,
yeah.
because he's a
I
Marion,
don't know,
Barcelona
I
fan
don't
and
know,
these
Frank.
people
I
are
just
holding
want
my
to
Okay,
boy
say,
hostage.
I
man,
don't know, Frankie.
fuck your
Okay,
club,
just
Marion.
remind that. Remember that I don't know Frankie personally. I can't call him. So, guys, um,
Go on, Marin. You wanted to talk about the hostile takeover.
the hostile takeover is probably the most important thing that is going to happen to your club, probably in the next few decades, and I'll explain to you why. There is no other way. There is no other way for Manchester United fans to gain control of the club and to have the club sold to another organization than a hostile takeover. Hostile takeovers are very hard to pull off, but with the right support from the fans, they can make it happen. For those who don't understand, and this is why I messaged you in the DM, I told you you need to make sure that the people understand exactly what a hostile takeover is, because this is not something like willy-nilly, right? This is very serious, and this could actually work. The problem with this particular thing is that if it fails, this fails for the next 25 years. You're never going to see something like that. Okay, so there are people willing to invest billions to acquire the shares of Manchester United. The way a hostile takeover works is a company or organization gains control over another company and acquires it without the permission of the managers. So without the head, in this case, without the Glazers, basically. The way this works is they put pressure on the company and they drop their shares, which is already happening at Manchester United. The initial shares when Manchester United was first put on the stock exchange were, I think, 25% more than what they are now. So within the last, however many years, they have already fallen by 25%, which is very significant when you own 93% of the club, the same way the Glazers own 93% of Man United. That's a lot of money we're talking about lost in shares. So what happens is when you have an organization like Manchester United, you can more or less control the value of the shares. So if you guys as fans, like you said, stop watching the games on TV, stop buying T-shirts, stop buying merch, buying less tickets, all of this would affect the price of the shares. And then what happens is the acquiring company applies a bear hug on the company that is running it right now. What a bear hug means is basically they give them a premium price per share. So, for example, the Glazers own 93% of Manchester United on paper, right? They don't. This percentage is not just given to people, right? It's their companies that own that percentage. So let me just get the names. So like Joel Glazer owns 17, Darcy Glazer owns 16.9, Kevin Glazer, all these guys from the family, they own shares for their own companies. What happens in a bear hug is, let's say the shares are trading, Man United shares right now are trading at around, let me find it. I think they're trading at around like $12, yeah? What happens during a bear hug is the company that is trying to acquire Manchester United would give them a premium. So they would tell them, listen, we'll pay, let's say, $15 to $17 a share, which is significantly more than what they're worth now, right? But then if so what happens then is usually a lot of the shareholders decide to start selling, because as soon as there's a word around going that a hostile takeover is taking place, usually the shares plummet even further.
Yeah,
So
that's correct.
What will happen is, ideally for Manchester United fans, the scenario that will follow is the shares are going to drop down to below $10, right? They're going to drop to like 8, 9, whatever. From then on, the difference between the premium of the difference between the bear hug and the actual share price is getting bigger, right? But bear in mind, as the shares are falling down, the Glazers' personal companies are losing money because they're shareholders of Manchester United. So now you're hitting them where it hurts. Now is no longer they have a choice whether to accept a bid for 6 billion or so. Now it's like, well, your companies are going to be hurt. And the reason why they don't want their personal companies to be hurt is because at the end of each fiscal year, when they do the audits and they see, oh, for example, my company lost 700 million in shares this year. Why is that? And then imagine that. But let me tell you, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 different Glazer family members that all own shares of Man United. Imagine that happening over 6 different companies. They're going to be losing billions in a very short period of time, and they're not going to be able to stop it. So what happens is they have to accept the premium. So this is the whole idea of a hostile takeover is it happens quick. It happens, it is the dirt of economics, right? It's the worst possible thing you can do to another company because you're suffocating them, right? But when you find an organization with enough money to do that, this can be pulled off.
How do you, Marion, how do you actually, let's say I'm Jim Ratcliffe, for argument's sake. I got a whole bunch of money. How do I actually trigger the hostile takeover?
Well, first of all, it has to be a few different people. I've never seen one person. The only time I've seen one person try to do it is Elon Musk with Twitter a few months ago.
Yeah,
He
because
tried to
he's just
pull
got money. He's got money
he
to
just got
burn.
mad money. Yeah, but realistically, what you want is an organization, and what you want is people in different areas. So you want people that are really strong, like with lawyers. You want people that have the capital to do this. You want someone that is organizing the whole system. And what happens is they just put all the money together, and
Yeah.
they're kind of like it's threatening. It's like a threat, but it's just a
It
legal way of
it
threatening.
has to be like a ridiculous amount of money.
It doesn't have to be. I mean, ridiculous for us, but for them, this is
For
one of the
them,
it's
yeah,
not that ridiculous.
for us, yeah. But another thing is right, it doesn't work without the fans actually trying to devalue a lot of things.
Exactly, and this is why I'm saying
Hmm.
you guys are very important right now, because if this really happens, if they really go for a hostile takeover, if they fail, this is not happening for another 25 years, because there's not going to be
Damn.
anybody willing to put the money in to go
So,
again for a
wait.
hostile
I wanna
takeover.
I wanna pick on the point that you said devalue certain things for the people that may not understand what that means. Please, civilian English. What does that mean? Devaluing things. What am I doing here?
Okay, so United, I have stocks at United, right? And I watch my stocks every day. Actually, when we lost to Brighton, I thought like the whole pressure was going to make the stock price fall. But actually, in the last 3 days, our stock has gone up 11.84%, right? So with this club and with the way the fan base is, right, it's such a gigantic club. There are too many factors that play a role in how the stock market prices for United play, right? Number one is when Ronaldo came in, those stock market prices went up gigantically, and that's why I feel like it's very hard for them to let Ronaldo go because what he does with the stock market prices is ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
this is one thing. Yeah.
so I'm just watching it every day, and I'm thinking to myself, there's something they're doing behind the scenes that they're assuring their sponsors that things are going to get better. And that is why you see all this news every day. Oh, we're going to sign Bappo, we're going to sign Rabiot, we're going to sign this, or we're trying to make the stadiums better, or trying to do this and this. They keep propagating a lot of positive news to make sure they're able to still get people buy in
And
or tune into what they're
and
doing.
to reference that, I just want to reference that yesterday is the one where really the empty Old Trafford kicked off and started trending. And today, Frankie de Jong has apparently agreed personal terms with Manchester United, which is a whole lot
Exactly.
of bollocks. But anyways,
But the thing is,
continue.
it's not just this though. You have to understand, Man United is the perfect cash cow, and I'll explain to you why. So the revenue of the club, it's on an upward trajectory in a way that very few clubs, very few businesses in the world of business could be in, right? And the reason why it's the perfect cash cow is because, like you guys spoke before that, the family doesn't actually have to invest anything in the club. The club is self-sustaining. But the reason that, and also the reason why they're not clearing the debt is because anybody that is trying to initiate a hostile takeover will have to take that debt into consideration as well. So all of these things that they've been doing for the years, they're there for a reason, right? If you look at the
Hmm.
way that they distribute the shares, just look at the way that the family distribute the shares between their, I don't know if they're kids or whatever, family members. Everybody has around 70%. And the reason they did that is because they didn't want to have someone who has the majority of shares get pressured into a hostile takeover, right? So that's why they distribute to everybody equally. And the problem with that is they have created such a like cement wall around Manchester United that is going to be extremely hard for anybody to pursue something like this without the fans depreciating the shares of the club. And if you look at the shares, it's actually hilarious. Man United have been losing around 25% per share ever since they're on the stock exchange, right? And for most businesses, this would be suicidal. But Man United makes so much money on the other end through sponsors and like people watching their games and TV deals, TV right deals, and all of that. That the Glazers
Hmm.
don't even care. Like to them, this doesn't even matter because they're not selling
Hey.
anything, right? So this is why I said it's so important. I can't believe this is not being discussed more. It was so crazy to me that this guy came forward and he was talking about a hostile takeover, because you don't talk about something like that unless you're like prepared.
Unless you actually, that's very true. You don't talk about hostile takeover unless you have at least numerous parties ready with the cash.
Faz,
Ready to go.
Faz. Do you
Like
know why he
Because
did it though? Do you know why he did it? He did it
Please.
because he needs the fans to buy in.
Yeah,
He
and
doesn't work without the
that's why I
fans.
wanted you guys to speak about this, because the fans need to know what this means.
The fans need to buy in 110%.
Let me quickly say, everybody watching, big up yourself. Make sure you drop a like if you want to. If you're a Glazer in person, you could drop a dislike. It is what it is. That's how YouTube works. If you have any questions for the gentleman here, make sure you drop it down below, and we'll ask these people. You guys seem to know more about this hostile takeover situation than me. I know bits, but I don't know all. My brain doesn't
Someone
work like that.
someone in
Um,
the chat someone in the chat is asking if you could be put off by the fan base buying a shitload of shares. The problem is the fan base is never going to be able to buy the amount of shares they need for that.
yeah, it's not going to work. To get £1 billion in between a couple of thousand people, let's be real, it's a lot of money. Whole lot of money. You need hundreds of thousands of people trying to buy that. Hundreds and thousands.
And this is why it's so
I don't know.
important that you guys support
This is
the organization that they're trying to
like
push for this.
I don't think people actually I don't think people actually understand £1 billion is a lot of money. And then to do a hostile takeover, you actually need like 2 times the value of what you're trying to buy. And that's minimum,
You
just to
know what
show
the
that you have the
irony
cash.
is? The irony is that the Glazers actually acquired Man United in a similar fashion. So it
That's
would just
correct.
be a full circle. It
That's
would just
correct.
be a full circle if they lose Man United to a hostile takeover. My only issue is that I do not feel like enough people know what a hostile takeover is, and I don't feel like enough people are talking about it. This is a huge deal, guys. For this guy
How,
to
I
come
mean,
out and say it,
yeah, that
this is very important.
mm.
Because listen to me,
um
if you know business, you
yeah.
know if the Glazers survive this time, if the hostile takeover is initiated and the Glazers survive, I promise you guys in the next 25 to 50 years, there's not going to be another one, because they're that hard to pull off.
Mm.
And also, once one has failed, it makes it even that much worse for anybody else after that.
Yeah,
Thinking
because
about it.
what will happen is they're gonna foolproof their shares. That's what's gonna happen. If he doesn't work out right, they're gonna restructure a couple of things, and they're gonna do a lot of propaganda in the media, and they're gonna foolproof the shares, and it's not gonna work out for another 25 years. And that's why he came out to say it on TV, because he needs the fan base to buy into it 110%. Like
I
he
don't.
needs
Yeah.
everything to work out in his favor for that to happen. It's a very, very hard thing
So,
to do a hostile takeover.
I think we'll need to do a specific stream to dissect this whole hostile takeover. I think we'll talk privately and make that happen, because this can't be covered by just one bit. It requires
yeah.
education for the fan base. It requires execution. It requires planning, and obviously, it requires someone with a whole lot of money, and then that person being backed as well. Because they can say all this hoo-ha stuff, and they can say they want to do a hostile takeover, but if the person themselves ain't got the money and they are depending on other people, then it doesn't work. Go and check Crystal Palace, how that was bought. Wasn't a hostile takeover, but they needed people to come together to go and buy the club. And there were some people who had a gentleman's agreement that they will give the money, and then this didn't happen. Blah, 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 all these complications, and things were about to fall apart. And then the actual owner of Crystal Palace went and put a whole lot of money up for him by himself. Um,
Yeah.
Michael, who originally went on public, doesn't have, respectfully, the to scratch the surface. He don't even have money to scratch the surface. It's actually Jim. Jim is the money person with the real bit of money. And he's the person who will have the real bit of contact to come to bring this together. I'll come to you, Kudus. Thank you for Gatsby and Marin for joining and giving that. We'll make a specific stream on this hostile takeover.
Yeah.
Is it going to happen? God knows. God knows.
Just
But hang
just
fire
before I
anyways. I'll
go,
bring... Sure.
let me tell you something. What you guys need to know right now is that red lights are going off right now in the Glazer family. Because when somebody
And
talks about
thank you
hostile
very
takeover,
much.
is not nothing to play with. Okay, so right now they're going to be scrambling to find out what's going on and to find out more information. So the next few days are going to be crazy, but I think the fans have to know what's going on and they have to support the organization.
They are 100%, the Glazer family are 100% bracing themselves. They're
Yeah,
calling their sponsors right now. The sponsors are calling them right now. Their accountants, their lawyers are on the phones right now, making sure this doesn't happen. Because at the end of the day, Joel Glazer is thinking, I need to keep this baby as long as I can. It just paid me dividends as well a few months ago. Just paid me dividends a few
Precisely.
months ago.
Precisely. So you guys have to be as
And
prepared
it
as
is
them.
this really for all the organizations that the Glazer family own. Manchester United is the only, it is the only one where I don't need to put money in, and it increases my profile the most. It's the most popular asset. It's the most biggest asset, and I don't have to put anything. Hell no, I ain't letting this go. I'll let the other stuff go, and maybe even go and buy Frankie De Jong for them. Maybe even do some renovations in the stadium and keep this fan base quiet, because they'll be quiet after a little bit. If I start polishing the stadium up, if I say, okay, go on, here's 50, 60, 100 million or whatever, 200 million to go and do the stadium. Here's another 100 million in the transfer window, whatever. January we do this, all this. The fan base will calm down. If you really want to stick at it, you must stick at it, even if there's good news that comes to the window. Because if Frankie De Jong walks through Manchester United's door tomorrow, I wonder if half this fan base talking about empty Old Trafford will be talking. Let's be real. I'll bring in Kudus. Kudus, how you doing? Thank you for joining. You've been very patient listening to everyone. So talk to me. How you feeling?
I'm good, bro. Yeah, I've been listening to everyone, and I think it's a good thing that fans. I think now in this day and age, fans are understanding what goes on behind the scenes. We're no longer being.
There's so many. You can't even...
We're no longer being.
Sorry. Continue. I sorry.
You're fine. We're no longer being fooled and spinned. It's the same shit over and over again, to be honest. I think the last time that we saw the Glazers panic as much as this was when every single fan, not just United fan, but every single fan around the world came together when the whole Super League thing was about to happen. We were talking about stock prices and share prices. Their stock prices plummeted and they were bricking it. And what did they do? They said, yeah, we're going to sit down with the fans. We're going to sit down with Moss. We're going to buy you Ronaldo. We're going to buy you Varane. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then the fans kept quiet. And since then, they were like, yeah, we have our power back. Now, I think fans are starting to understand that no matter how much makeup you put over it, it's still ugly at the end of the day. No matter if we buy Frankie De Jong, no matter if we go and sign Messi, if we go and sign Lewandowski, it does not matter, because at the end of the day, at the root core of this club is greedy, money-hungry cockroaches. And all these things that they're doing to try and keep the fans quiet and stuff like that, it's I don't know how to put it into words, but it's just stuff to paper over the cracks, basically. Right now, what is happening, I think, is brilliant, and I think it just takes a few more things to fall into place for us to get momentum. Because I don't know if anyone noticed, Team Viewer, they signed Team Viewer last season. Team Viewer, I think, is signed till 2025. Team Viewer have already came out saying that they do not want to renew that contract once that contract is over. So what does this mean? This means that already sponsors are starting to see that this club, this whole business thing is a bit hostile, and it's better for us, for our brand, to stay away from it. And I think that's because of the fans as well. Now, everyone's talking about walk out from Old Trafford, this, that, and the other. I think while that is a good idea, it's not going to work. The reason it's not going to work, we've all touched on it. Even if 20,000 people walked out of Old Trafford, the stadium fits the capacity of 75,000.
That's correct.
Who's going to notice 20,000 people in a stadium full of 75? And the thing is, Old Trafford is packed every single game. It doesn't matter if it's youths playing, the women's team playing. It does not matter. Old Trafford is always packed. So rather than everybody walking out, I think let's hit them at both angles, because at the end of the day, what makes your share prices drop? It's publicity, not just publicity, but bad publicity. So while there is fans walking out, and that is bringing bad publicity, and we can see, as evident from Sky Sports reporters actually coming out and calling out what the Glazers are, and the likes of Gary Neville, Roy Keane, whatever, now speaking about it, that in a way is them them
I
bringing
mean, that's
light
yeah,
to the issue.
that is very huge. That people from Sky Sports are mentioning this. Gary Neville, and I forgot the lady's name as well. She mentioned it as well.
Melissa,
Melissa Reddy.
Melissa Reddy, yeah, that's it.
Melissa, that's the one. Melissa said this as well, and it's like it can get easily blinded by transfer news. Windows still
Mhm.
open. It can get easily blinded if a couple of marquee signings walk in through the door. Very easily. Sky Sports will stop talking about it instantly. They won't care about Glazernomics and whatever. They'll say, report this. That's more important. That's will get you the clicks and hits. And general fan base as well will start talking about Ten Hag ball, Ten Hag this, Frankie this, that, the other, Rabiot this, Savage this. That's what they will talk about. For this to really be effective, it has to be effective past the transfer window. It has to be effective when we are winning games. It has to be same energy, same level, same consistency throughout the year and months to come. So only then will a hostile takeover or some sort of inkling of selling will work.
Exactly. And I think as well, if we look at a few seasons ago, something similar to this was attempted by Arsenal. Thierry Henry and the Spotify owner wanted to force the Kroenke Group to sell Arsenal, and we saw how quickly that died down. There was no momentum behind it. If we look to Chelsea, when Chelsea was bought over, the reason that went through so quickly was because of the lobbying from the government and obviously the sanctions and stuff like that and all that kind of stuff. But the main thing was it hit them where it hurt, which was their money. So for this to work, a few things have to happen. Number one, all fans need to come together and be active in whatever it is we're doing, whether it's fans inside the stadium wearing shirts, banners, whatever that can be actively seen on television, denouncing United sponsors on television, stuff like that. Fans walking out, all that needs to happen. The players as well inside the club need to come out, and I know it's going to be hard for them because at the end of the day, these are the people who are paying your wages. But if we look at previous United players when we weren't being ambitious in the market, Roy Keane, Rooney, they came out and they voiced their opinions. So there needs to be pressure from the players as well. And to be honest, I think that's primarily what Ronaldo is trying to do. But everybody seen that as the problem and this, that, and the other, which I don't want to get into. So the players as well need to come out and be made it known that this isn't right the way this club is going, and also pressure from the government needs to happen. Now, once all those starts happening and they're getting hit, like you said, from every single side and every single angle, if we're choking their wallet and their money or whatever, simply buying Frankie de Jong or buying players will not be enough because we're past that. There's no other way for them to spin positive news and feed us BS and tell us that it's going to be good just to keep us quiet. So there does need to be some not just one thing needs to happen. Multiple amount of things needs to happen, and I see it happening on Twitter. There was a business that I think one of Joel Glazer's daughter or something owned, and there were reviews left on that. There was a hotel that was a 4.5-star hotel. The reviews on that dropped it down to like a 4-star or whatever. Every single angle we need to be, I don't want to say attacking them, but we need to be pressuring them to the point where, as you guys, as you said, Faz, you're cracking the egg little by little by little, so that when a hostile takeover does finally then emerge, it's much easier to actually take over the club rather than them having to do the majority of the work. The other thing I want to mention on that hostile takeover, Michael, whatever his name is, I think he's chatting BS because at the end of the day, my guy's worth, I think, 20 something million. And let's not forget, this guy tried to take over United 20 something odd years ago and fell flat in his face. He came out on YouTube talking about a hostile takeover, not explaining what exactly they plan to do, not explaining who exactly is in his consortium, publicly then asking for Sir Jim to back his consortium and the hostile takeover. If I was Sir Jim, I wouldn't go near it because your man clearly doesn't have an iota of what he's talking about. We saw when Chelsea was up for sale, we saw many people lining up to buy the club. At the end of the day, United, I'm sorry if there's Chelsea fans listening, but United is a bigger club than Chelsea. There should be an absolute aisle of people lining up to buy United.
I
But
just want to add there as well. As far as I know, and you can correct me, and Gatsby can correct me on this. When you publicly talk about a hostile takeover,
yeah,
you've made the phone calls already. You've kept the money ready in the bank already. Everything is ready. All you need is the public's backing and the public to go hard. But you cannot be going and talking about hostile takeover without having the funds and the people ready. Because the first thing the company you're going to try and attack, they're going to go into safe mode. They're going to try and lock up shop and lock up every angle possible to avoid the hostile takeover from happening. So him going publicly actually gives the Glazers an edge because now they get to prepare. The
exactly.
hostile takeover is in the word hostile. It needs to be abrupt, instant, and quick. It can't be weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and months. It doesn't work like that. It never will.
Yeah.
Um,
So
Yeah.
him
So I
I'm
coming
very
agree.
out
surprised, but yeah.
actually, so him coming out actually, I think, did damage rather than trying to fix the problem.
No. Could
But what needs to happen with a hostile takeover, or if United is going to be sold, there needs to be a queue of people ready to buy it, and we need to then pick. The fans then need to pick, or lawyers or whatever, then need to pick who's the most best suitable owner to buy the club. Because I'll tell you one thing: I'd rather take the devil I know than the one I don't, because we have no idea what he's planning for the club, and he's talking about hostile takeover. He obviously sees an opportunity there to do something quick and maybe try and force their hands or whatever for his own benefit. It will not be for the benefit of the club. And
This
we've gone through so much that we need people who actually have United's interest number one at heart.
this is a very interesting comment by Paul because he agrees with you as well. He remembers uh, um, Paul's been living long enough. He remembers the embarrassment Michael Kington brought in his fake bid, just like you said. And I'm going to keep this comment on. You know why? Because the interesting thing is, Kudus, a lot of people don't know this. They actually think that this is a start of a revolution, of Glazer out revolution, when it actually isn't. It is a hashtag that United Wesley, I think that's his name, has retweeted and went viral, slight viral as well. It's not gone viral worldwide. Manchester United is in a England team. It is a worldwide team, and it's the biggest team in the world. It's not gone viral worldwide. And I think Michael, in my humble opinion, has come out and taken this opportunity to go public
Yeah.
on YouTube, crying out for help as well. Gatsby, you were gonna say something. If you want to go quickly say
yes.
something, and then I'll bring in Chakadi and for Awebidi as well, who have joined. Big up yourselves. We'll come to you shortly. But
Yeah.
Paul, I've seen your comments. You've made lots of comments, and I respect you and I commend you for your comments. So big up Paul for joining the stream and making your comments. I'll also read out the super chat before quickly. I play enough to know a proper hostile takeover. From Omosolo says he knows, a proper hostile takeover. I'm guessing he means this isn't a proper hostile takeover, and this is just a slight dig or a cry for help for a hostile takeover, maybe. But yeah, go on,
Um.
Gatsby.
So Michael Knighton himself is like what, like 5.7 million pounds. So obviously he doesn't have enough money himself to do a hostile takeover, right? He definitely has a consortium of people he's probably talked to. There's probably a group of people he's talked to about trying to um do a hostile takeover. Now the problem with doing hostile takeovers, like I said before, it's a very hard thing to accomplish. Most of them actually fail. A very few actually go through. I remember when Craft Industries did a hostile takeover on Cadbury. Um, Most of the time you need a lot of money. And if it was the interview he said, right, he actually said like what you need to know. He did say Jim Ratcliffe makes his job easier. If you remember when he said it, he said we need Jim that makes my that he said like winning Lily, which he used the word winning Lily. He's like that makes my job easier because what will happen is the bulk of the money will have to come from someone that actually has the funds to actually push to offer a premium for the stock member that you're trying to take over the company from. I think he did it because he could he did the interview because he could feel the momentum of the fans wanting the Glazers out. Normally in a hostile takeover, you don't say it this quick, right? You don't come out to say it this fast. But I think this is a very, very unique case, right? Because most of the time when you're dealing with companies, let's say I was doing a wholesale takeover on Apple, um, I for companies that big, like you know how big Apple is, you're going to need the consumers to stop buying the product. You're gonna need the consumers that consume that product to actually help you devalue that company that you're trying to take over. Especially bigger entities. So this club is a very, very big entity. So doing a hostile takeover on this club is very, very hard. So before he could even think about doing something like this, he needs the fan base to be 110% bought in. They need to be able to devalue the share prices and the stock prices of each of those Glazer members. So when they do go to offer them premium, they have to have very, very low prices in their stock prices for whatever they offer them to be high enough for them to take. So I think that's why he did it.
Can
Normally
I
you
just
don't.
say, sorry to cut you off, just on the reason why he did it. I think obviously it was a bit premature, but I know that there's meant to be stocks being sold to the fans and stuff like that. That's meant to go through recently.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think he primarily wanted to stop that
Stop
from
that
happening.
also. Yeah.
And I think as well the whole thing with Sir Jim Ratcliffe, we have to understand he's worth I think about 12 billion maybe, and when they do go to try and buy United, I can see the Glazers asking for at least 6 to 7 billion, not to mention the debt he has to incur and also building the stadium, putting money into buy players and rebuilding it and everything. So we could be talking nearly 75% of his worth alone just to fix all the mess that has happened. And I don't think that's enough. So even Sir Jim Ratcliffe alone isn't enough for what we need. The most ideal situation would be something like what happened to Newcastle, where like a billionaire typhoon, like oil billionaire typhoon, whatever, they'd have more than enough money to incur all the debt and probably double or triple the price of what United is to buy out the Glazers. That's probably the best situation to happen if this was to go ahead.
All
Yeah,
right.
so Jim would be like a cherry on the cake, right? I'm pretty sure there will be like a team of people or consortium of like millionaires, maybe 15 to 20 people, and then Jim would be like, oh, the icing on the cake, like the guy that can, okay, we know he has the funds to hedge this, like to hedge our bets. So I'm pretty sure they have about 15 to 20 millionaires already, on a list of paper or something. But Jim will be like your icing on the cake that will be able to bring out the funds type of thing. Yeah,
Um,
Yeah,
I mean, Jim is worth about what is it, 11 billion pounds, 10 billion pounds,
yeah, about 12.
yeah, about
some
12.
12 billion pounds. I mean, 6 billion is 4 to 6 billion is almost half of his net worth,
Yeah, but
and
he won't have to bring that. He will have to
sure,
bring
he,
his
he he'll have credit. He'll have credit for that,
yeah,
which and he'll have good
yeah,
credit. But
yeah.
is he willing to? That's the most important thing. I'm gonna come on to Chakadi, Awabidi, and Folarin, who have been very very patient to wait and put their conversation in. So thank you very much, Kudos, for joining today. Thank you very much, Gadsby, as well, for joining today. We'll do, for the listeners, we'll do a separate stream talking specifically hostile takeover. So Kudos, if you can drop me a message, I've got Gadsby's contacts and Marin's contacts. I want to have a proper conversation about the hostile takeover. But Chakadi, Awabidi, and Folarin, talk to me. Chakadi, how you feeling? And for the listeners and people who are watching as well, memberships are now open. If you want to join the Planet Fast member community, the memberships are now open. I'll be doing lots more private content for members. Donations and everything is now open. So if you want to do that, it's all down below in the chat. You can do that. Chakadi, talk to me.
Yeah, man, Faz, how you doing?
I'm alive and complaining about Manchester United. That's me. How about you?
Yeah, I'm great. I was listening to what these guys had to say about the hostile takeover and all that stuff. I don't really know about all those details of what it really takes to, do that. But I probably learned a few things from the guys. Big ups to them. But I'll say this, there was some things the guys said about what the fans can do. Talking about not going to the games or not watching the games. I think if you weigh both of them, maybe not watching the games might have the major impact, but not going to the games, it's will be more embarrassing because if you have a game, let me say against Liverpool, for example, and let me say you have 40,000 maybe fans leaving after 5 minutes into the game, and they walk out, it's going to be a huge statement. I bet you see that in all the daily uh, magazines and newspapers on Monday morning. All the news outlets will be beaming that news everywhere. It's going to make a huge impact. Telling fans not to watch the game, I don't think you can control that. The way you feel about Manchester United is not the same way other people do feel. You feel me? You look like a country like India, for example. I bet you if I have more Manchester United fans in India than the entire population in England. So
Very true.
yeah,
This is
you can
very true.
yeah you can't really control what they'll do over there, right? You can't really say what they're gonna do. You can't put a control on that. But you see,
The just to confirm, the biggest fan base for Manchester United are in the Asian countries, meaning Indonesia, Thailand, India, Africa, the continent of Africa. Uh, UK is actually ninth or tenth.
right?
Um, so yeah, so if you want to really hurt them, you've got to hurt them by the likes of Africa, the likes of India, the likes of China, Asian countries. Stop using the likes of DHL, Team Viewer, Tezos, Chevrolet. That's where it really hurts.
Right.
Every single year, Manchester United travel to Asian countries for their tour because that's where their biggest fan base is.
Of course.
So
So those countries they have huge population, and the viewership in those countries are huge. But then you can't really control or tell who's gonna watch and who's not gonna do that. You feel me? But it's gonna really make more headline when you actually visually see fans walking out of the game. It's just 5 minutes into the game, and the entire Stretford end is empty. It's gonna
mm.
very very bad image to the sponsors.
and I,
But
and I don't sorry to cut you there. Also, if the people don't turn up and Man United lose, they might come out and start saying we lost because the fan base didn't support us. Or they might say, they might twist it and say, well, if the fans were there, fan base is a big part of football. That's why we play. Everything is for the fans. They didn't turn up.
of course, but considering the people that we are dealing with here, these are like ratchet dogs. They would never back out. As long as we're talking about Manchester United and the kind of money they make here, they ain't going nowhere. So I think the idea of hostile takeover should be taken seriously. With all combination of things that we need to do to make it happen, we should really consider that. Like you guys said, this whole thing boycotting the game started trending on Twitter and other social media platforms, and boom, today you're hearing an agreement has been reached with Frankie De Jong. Frankie De Jong agent is in our pockets right now with blah 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 and all that stuff. They come out with all these media rounds and making all these you know promissory headlines like to make fans relax and calm. Like okay, there's something to be excited about. But the truth is, a lot of fans, a lot of people have been, even before the takeover in 2005, if I'm not mistaken, before the Glazers takeover, a lot of fans have been protesting against these guys. I don't know, like they knew these guys were shit and they were coming with a lot of bullshit because the means and the procedure that they were going to take over this club wasn't even good in the first place. You feel me? So,
Mm.
so I
Let's
think
sorry, go on.
Yeah, so I just think we, the fans or the club, is just in a bad and terrible place because even if we get the signings we want now, that's just going to paper the cracks because the problems are still going to resurface sometime in the future.
All right. Big up yourself, Chakadif. Thank you for giving your input. Let's come to Awabidi. Awabidi, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here, Faust. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, my friend. How you doing? Talk to me.
I'm okay. I'm okay. You see, when I come to your shows and on Twitter, I always say something. I learn a lot. Like I really, really do learn a lot. Anytime we're on spaces, and to be candid and to be frank, not to be a liar, it was not until I got on Twitter spaces that I started knowing about all this whole Manchester United issue. Majority of the time, all I actually do care about is what's happening on the pitch. And
Yep.
for me now,
That's a big point. That is a
I've
big
now
point what you just mentioned.
yeah, and coming on, so we have now come to realize that maybe sometimes what is happening behind the scene is actually transcending on the pitch. Like the whole club is in shambles because of what is happening up there. So I'm now trying. Most of the time when they talk about these Glazers out, I really don't pay attention to. I'm like, I don't care as long as they are playing very, very well. I don't care, but I feel like these people need to go for us to move forward. Actually, I've heard a lot of what people are saying, but what I'm hoping for, this is politics. To me, anybody can sugarcoat it the way they want. It's politics in business. And when you're in politics, you need somebody who understands how to deal with this particular set of people to come and deal with them. They're talking about hostile takeover. Hostile takeover is like a coup, and you need everybody on board for a coup. If one person is missing from the hostile takeover, it's gone already. And then they can now have backfire proof whenever you guys are coming again. I don't, what's the name of the man that came outside? His name always tends to skip my head. He had no reason to give that interview he gave. To me, I feel he had no reason to give that interview he gave. I might not be a business person too much, but I know little about hostile takeover. Whenever you want to take over something, you don't tell the person you're coming to take over for, see, I'm coming for you. He just made a mess of the whole thing. You can't tell me you're coming for me and you're coming and you're coming on live streaming and telling me I'm coming to shoot you behind your back. I'll be ready for you now. I'll block wherever I know you can come in to meet me. That's why hostile takeover. You don't see me coming. I point a gun to your head. Man, I'm taking your company. I have everybody behind me. Everybody take your set out and move to the back of the line. Not you coming to the media and telling them now that you've told him. Glazers can do much and go and buy out. Go to the people he's trying to use as, okay, how much is he offering you when you take over? I'm going to offer you more than he's offering you. They just need about two of them to cancel the takeover. So to me, that was a very, very big mistake. I'm just hoping if this their whole Glazer outing can lead them to bring in Frankie, can lead them to buy 10 players and let them start playing well on the pitch, I don't mind. I think I even as much as I say I'm a Manchester, I follow Premier League a lot. I know what Newcastle faced under Mike Ashley. It took until he felt like, it's like this club, they are going to relegation again. Oh. I can't afford it. That was when he decided, let me sell. Do you understand where I'm coming from? So the reality of things right now is the fact that we wanted these people to leave. They know what they are doing. They just come in, they buy what do they call it? They buy cracks, like, okay, let's buy these players for them. They will still maintain Champions League and top 6. Then we can still get our revenue. The fans are happy. The fans will complain. We hope that will be better next season. But we are not getting better. They will keep giving us cracks.
I'll be you making
these people, until they see that we are going to relegation and they feel like there's nothing they can do again before they leave us. So what we can just pray for as a club, I said this thing once also. I said, when it comes to business, where you are eating, fouls, if somebody comes in and tell you, oh guys, stop doing this on YouTube, when you already have like millions of followers, they start doing fast must stop, and YouTube does not stop you. Would you stop? You wouldn't stop. So this thing we're actually fighting for, it's not something that easy. I'm hoping that they can take over and let the club move forward. But in my own opinion, all I just care about is that they play good football and we start winning trophies. That is what I care about currently. Thank you.
Lots of people.
Sorry, can I add something to what our BD just said? if you don't
Yeah,
mind.
sure. But let me just read out some comments and then you can ask. A lot of people are saying, a lot of people agree with you, but you made a very good point that you got educated when you started joining Twitter Spaces and coming on my shows and everything. And this is a good point, not because you got educated, but because there are a lot of fans in other countries that are actually the big majority of Man United fan base. China, Africa, the continent of Africa, Asian countries, they make billions of people in that population who may not have any idea about Glazeronomics and the situation there. You see the stuff that happened in Thailand. Everybody was smiling. The favorite team of their entire life has come in their city, so they are smiling. They are spending money. Everybody's got Man United bags. They're buying Man United merchandise, right? The sponsors for that event as well. Ronaldo's gonna come, Sancho's gonna come. Da, 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 da. They did the kit reveal as well. All of this plays a big part. If those people as well get involved now, this is a big. If that side of the world gets involved, then you're sending shockwaves to the world. Paul makes a comment saying, "Love your approach." I'm guessing he's referring to you, Awabidi. He says, "Love your approach. Football intelligence and knowledge. Rarely find it rarely find it my age, old school. Let me know how I can pass on my knowledge. Email wake up sleeping masses, meaning fans." Paul, listen, you can do Twitter. If you do Twitter, email, you can email me as well, I guess. Um I can contact you to drop you my email. But if you follow me on Twitter, my Twitter is there, and you reach out to me, we can have you on the show as well and speak to us. Sav says Sav is another Man United. God forbid. Sav is a Barcelona fan, and if you guys want to cook him, you feel free to do so. He says, funny thing is, the Glazers have to do to calm the fans down is bring Marquis signing. I said this before. A lot of people will forget this movement if they bring in Frankie De Jong and Anthony, and he's very right. It may happen. Chakadi, you wanted to ask a question. I'll let you ask the question, and then I will move to Folarin and United. We've been here for nearly 2 hours. Well, 2 hours, and a lot of people have stayed. I appreciate you for staying. So let's keep the conversation going. Chakadi, go for your question.
Yeah. It's not a question per se. Falari said maybe the interview came too early. So I'm thinking maybe the interview is some kind of a worm on a hook, like a bait, to get momentum and get some people onto the agenda. You feel me? Like even get some board members to key into this thing and like, yo, let's go for this. Key into this hostile takeover thing. I'm just thinking. Just
It could.
thoughts.
I mean, it could be. It could be. We won't know. But big up to Chakadi. Big up to Awabidi for joining. Thank you very much for taking the time, staying patient as well, letting other people speak. I really really appreciate you guys. We'll bring in Folarin and we'll bring in United. We are Folarin. Thank you for being so patient. How you doing? Talk to me.
Yeah, thank you first. Thank you for having me. A lot of people has made too many things on this stream this evening right here because I've get to understand so many things and how we can actually move on as a club. Try to get ourselves out of these glazenomics, these parasite that we are actually having as our owner. But I think the most important part of this whole issue, talking about the hostile takeover, is sensitization of the fans. It's like you have to let people know what we're actually into. You have to let people know what we are trying to do. The bad that these people has already brought to this club, what they've been doing in the recent years. A lot of people doesn't even know about this, right? And like you said earlier, the Asia, they are the majority, they are the stakeholder of this fan base, right? If this thing is not actually getting to them and they are not feeling the heat as much as we're feeling it here, as much as we're complaining here on Twitter and spaces and wherever, right? It's not gonna do us no good because they've got the majority numbers. And when you have people with the majority numbers, they have the say over whatever you're trying to do. Majority carry the votes, they say. You understand? So we really have to do a lot of work because I still think these All-Star takeover is still quite early and it got so much attention because we lost the game to Brighton. I'm not gonna lie to you. If we won that game against Brighton, like we got two goals from Rashford, a goal from Sancho, and probably Cristiano Ronaldo came onto the pitch and scored. Come on, man! The whole stadium will be bumping, singing Ronaldo songs, singing Rashford song, and nobody's gonna pay attention to wherever is going about the Glazers out um, protests that happened. But the fact that we lost the game, a lot of people were mad at the club, the signings and all. So it got so much attention this week, which might even die down after the next game if we eventually win. Even if we don't get Frankie de Jong by that time, right? If we eventually win the game against Brentford, and we have a very good game, very good scoreline, it will down there a little bit. That's just the reality of it. People gonna concentrate on the game more, like they will have something to cherish about. And that's the case we've been having with this club in recent years. And the Glazers knows this, they understand it, they knows that in their heart right now they were feeling like okay, they lost the game against Brighton, they are mad, and that's why all this has been going up and down. Now they're talking about the Glazers. Okay, let's just try to see what's gonna happen after the Brentford game. They get them a couple signing that was gonna buy house another year, stuff like that. That's been working for them over the years. They keep, buying 1 year with signings, buying 1 year with signing, and after a year they will still come back again, we'll shout this Glazer out, and they will still extend with a year, with the fan base, right? So I think the sensation, try to get the whole fan base exposed to this issue we are actually facing right now is very, very important. Like if we can reach out to the India community, I don't know how big they are on Twitter, right? I don't know how big they are, but I'm not gonna lie to
Just
you.
to sorry to cut you off, but don't forget, I think one of the people joined the Man United in Pigeon Space. I think that person was from India, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah,
He had 127,000 followers,
that's what I'm saying.
150,000 followers on his Twitter.
That's what I'm
I am
saying.
part. I am part again. I am part of. Let me just go on the group. I am part of a group, Manchester United Asian group, and we have 11,000 people there. There are
Good.
groups out there. There are groups out there. So maybe this needs to be, looked into from that aspect and perspective as is going tackling those people in those groups. But you are 100% right. If we had won the Brighton game, this hashtag was not going to happen. I don't know why people think that this hashtag has come through from a, place of Glazer out, which it has. But if we won that game 4-0,
Yeah,
everybody would have celebrated like it's Christmas. The whole world we would have not even been talking about this. You know what I would have been talking about?
sure.
I would have been talking about Arsenal can go suck out. I would have said Haaland can go do one. I would have said Liverpool, you're getting smashed. I would be cooking everyone.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
would be cooking everyone. But you are 100% right in saying that. I'm going to bring in, I'll actually let you wrap up and then I'll bring in United We Are. Before you wrap up, I want to say a big shout out to Joker Dan, who's joined the community, who's become a member of my channel. Joker is the first person, Dan is the first person to join my YouTube page as a member, as a monthly member. So big up yourself, Dan. I really, really appreciate you. I'll reach out to you and I'll actually speak with you as well. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and drop me a DM so I know who you are and we can have a conversation. Make sure to do that as well, Dan, please. So yeah, big up to you. Go on, Folarin, if you want to wrap up and then we'll come to United We Are.
Okay, okay. So, and I believe that on Facebook too, there's be a lot of people on Facebook, and I think there's even more fun on Facebook than Twitter. You understand? So the Facebook should be very taken serious as well, and people should be trying to do whatever they can actually do to get people exposed to this cause, to what we're actually trying to fight. And I believe if we can actually do something like every single post of Manchester United, no matter what they do, no matter what they post, there is a lot of fans under that comment section, coming hard about these Glazers out, making it very, very obvious, and everybody right there is just having the same opinion. Thousands of comment, and out of those thousands of comment, everybody that having the same voice. They can have a post like 5, 6, 7 posts in a day, and you're having the same thing. this is gonna get a lot of attention as well, because boycotting the game is not gonna be easy. I'm not gonna lie to you, because some people, it's gonna be a very a great opportunity, one lifetime opportunity for them to actually have to be present at the stadium to see a game. So some people that's been waiting their whole lifetime to come for a
That's
game, and
very
you
true.
tell them,
That is very true.
you,
Look,
you tell them,
my whole dream, all my life was to be able to go and enjoy football. I was not good enough to be a football player, but I loved the game. I wanted my legit dream was to become a season ticket holder for Manchester United. I worked tirelessly and I waited for a long time. And the day I was able to get that season ticket, I went straight in.
hmm,
And for anyone to tell me that do not go to a football game, and I appreciate the reasoning behind it, but you must understand, it is my pride and
yeah,
joy. It is
yeah,
it is it is the one thing of my life that I enjoy doing so much. I decided to share it with you guys. I decided to make a channel. I decided to talk about it to people. I decided to connect with people. It is so much that I love it. I don't make money from this. I don't. Not close enough to the money that I spent. Not close enough.
exactly,
My
exactly.
season ticket,
Because
my season ticket for the year is 450 something pounds. I just want to say it as well. My season ticket for the year is 450 something pounds. On top of that, I pay for my yearly premium membership. On top of that, I have an additional membership. So I have two memberships. I then use my additional membership, like I said before, to pay for. I give free ticket to someone. I take someone to the game. I have this one person.
yeah,
His name is Christian. He traveled to the UK, and he's living in the UK. He's never been to a football stadium. He's never been
hmm,
to a football stadium. And I took him to Manchester United Champions League game last season. He nearly cried. He saw Ronaldo
wow,
score. He saw
wow.
Ronaldo score, and he said, "Bro, you made my dream come true." My first
I agree.
game in a stadium was me watching Ronaldo score a goal. And I was listening to him. To him, it's a big thing. To me, it's like this is what it's about. This is what football is about. Me and the person next to me. Hi, mate. You're right. You're right. I'm from San Francisco. What? What? Yes, I came from San Francisco to watch Manchester versus Liverpool. Oh, we lost. They smashed us 4 goals, but I'm still here to support my team from San Francisco. And
You can
imagine,
see that.
Olarin, imagine me going to that fan, boycott the game.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I'll
Nobody's
come
gonna
on.
listen, bro, because
Sorry, go on.
thank you for having me right here. Thank you for having me. That's
No,
what
no,
I
no,
have to
no.
say,
Big up.
Biggest
You're
fan.
always welcome. You're always welcome. If you're watching this as well,
Yeah,
if you want to join, the StreamYard link is in the chat. You're always welcome.
yeah,
Whether
sure.
whatever corner of the world you are from, whoever you are, whatever you've got to say, you're welcome. I want to also big up Omosolo, who's also become a member. Thank you very much for becoming a member. I appreciate you. I send you all my love from the bottom of my heart. So yeah, thank you very much. Again, reach out to me on Twitter, drop me a DM, and I'll speak to you, and we'll do stuff for the members. I'm obviously going to be going to the next game. I'm going to be doing the Brentford game as well at United View. So keep an eye out for that. But yeah, Omo, big up yourself for joining. I really appreciate you and send you all the love. So thank you very much. United, we are. Thank you very much for being so patient. I'll speak to you. Let me just read through the comments. Joker Dan says I keep calling him Joker, but it's not. It's because his name's a Joker. That, but Dan says he's got my Twitter. So yeah, big up. I'll reach out to you on Twitter. My Twitter is there almost, so you can reach out to me on Twitter, and we'll speak that way. And yeah, I do go to all the game, and thank you. You say you deserved it, so thank you very much. I appreciate you. United, we are. Talk to me. How you feeling?
Hello, man. How you doing? You okay, Faz? Yeah.
I'm alive. I'm alive and complaining. That's what I'm doing. Normally,
Yeah. I see
believe it
you
or
in
not,
United View a few times.
my actual saying is I'm alive. I am alive. I can't complain because everything in life is a bonus. The fact that I'm wearing a
That's it.
t-shirt is a bonus.
Yeah.
yeah, the fact that I have a beautiful studio is a bonus. The fact that I get to talk to you is a bonus. But right now, I'm complaining about Manchester United. So talk to me. How you feeling?
Oh mate, I'm like you as well, man. I've been supporting United since like I was 8 years old. I'm 36 now, so I've seen all the good times and the bad
Wow.
times. So, it's very hard, man. I've been listening to everyone. I understand a lot of people got frustration going on at the moment. I think, what, as much as I hate to say it, I'm glad we lost the first game. The reason
Wow.
I, the reason I say this is
I'm gonna
because
wait. I'm gonna give you the big screen. Talk to me. Why are you
the,
glad we
re-
lost the big game? Talk to me.
the reason for that is yeah, is because look at the way the team we've got. Look at the team we've got. The team is still from last year, last season. There's no change. The only change that was there's two players, Ericsson and Martinez, which were, in my opinion, were the outstanding players in the whole team, and obviously Ronaldo when he came on. But if you look at that team, you're trying to tell me Eric Ten Hag as a coach can change these players in 1 month, 2 months. It's not going to happen. I don't know what people are expecting. People expected us to come flying out and to become the new Barcelona of 2000 or something.
Wow. But what about people who are saying that give Ten Hag time? He can do something with Ghana. He can do something with Iqbal. He can do
Do you know
something
what?
with
Do you know what? Let me tell you
McTominay.
something. Yeah, I've seen all these young academy players because I've actually been to quite a few of their games with my mate. So I've been going to watching all this. Let me tell you something now. Ghana, Zidane Iqbal, Charlie Savage, they are 100 times better than McFred. 100 times. They're
Yeah.
young,
So
they
I
listen,
agree.
they're
I
in a
agree.
good age, they will listen to the coach, they will adapt to the coach, they will understand the coach. The reason for that is their brains are young. They're coming into that new life of playing in the first team. That's the stage they're in. They want to become the players of the future. When you want to become a player of the future, you will listen. Problem is now you've got Fred and you've got McTominay that their ages. Everyone keeps saying McTominay is young. Every time you hear, what do you call it, on Sky Sports, or you hear anyone talking about Fred, oh, I'm sorry, about McTominay. Oh, he's only young. My man's 26, 27, I think. I believe. How is he young? He's not young. He can't even hold the ball. He gets the ball in his feet. He doesn't know what he's doing. Looking around, he starts fouling players. You telling me that's a footballer? That's not a footballer, man.
Wow. So you're telling me that these these players cannot be coached. Omo agrees, been saying that. Dan says facts, and then Omo says young players will die for Eric
Exactly,
Ten Hag.
exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. The problem is, yeah, you're trying to teach players that downpool the two managers. They make the way they treated Ralph Ragnick, bro. You can't even treat a dog like that, bro. The way they treated him. My man might not be the best of the coaches. He's a builder of clubs. He's not a coach. This is where United fans got things twisted. He's not a coach. He is a coach to a certain extent, but he's a builder of clubs. They sacked him, bro. They literally sacked him. Then he never resigned or he never left on good terms with them. They sacked him, bro. Because the board, bro, I don't want to even go into the board. If I go into the board, I'll go super mad because this board, we got example John Murta, yeah, and we got Arnold, yeah, as here. You tell me what's the difference between them and Ed Woodward? Bro, they're all friends. They went to the same university. You think they're gonna change? They've all got
Wow.
the same mentality, bro. How can you change a mentality that's been there for the last 10 years? Example. How are you going to change the mentality in 1 season? Forget 1 season, bro. You can't even change that. You can never change that.
Wow. You're telling me to look, wait. United we are. You're telling me we got no hope with this manager trying to coach. Okay, let me be devil's advocate.
No, no, no. I'm
Haller.
not talking about the manager. The
No,
manager.
no, 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 no,
Eric,
no, no, no. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. What I'm trying to
go
say,
on.
sorry, hear me out. What I'm trying to say is this manager did bits with Halle and Tadic and Blind and Gravenberg and Timber. He
Bro,
did bits.
have you seen them players? They're still technically gifted, bro.
But
Have you seen
was
our
Halle
players?
not a Premier League reject? So quote unquote, that's what
Right,
people call him, right?
the problem is, some players come into the league, they're not successful because we got the best league in the world. It's the fast league, and here you don't get a chance to hold the ball for 1 second. When you go to different Serie A and you go to La Liga, these leagues are slower than the Premier League. It's a fact. You go to the leagues and there's players that come here that are not successful. They normally tend to look at Lukaku now, yeah. Even though he's banging goals out here in UK in the Premier League, yeah. But what happened to him last season in Chelsea? Season before he was in playing for, was it AC Milan, wasn't it? Or Inter Milan. He's playing for Inter Milan. But
I think
look at
so.
the way he's playing. He's banging goals in left, right, centre. Because, bro, that league is slow. When it comes to the league, it's too quick. He can't even stay fit for this league. That's the reason he was out of Chelsea.
Hmm.
You got to look at the leagues. You got to look at the difference in leagues. Every league is different. Like example, where Eric Ten Hag's come from, that league is decent, but it's not on the level of the Premier League. That's the reason that the players that go from here that are rejects, they become successful there because they can adapt to that play, and it's easier for them to play in them leagues. This league is too hard to play in. That's why you have to be technically gifted. That's why the players are successful there because number one, they listened to the coach and they understood the coach. Second, they played to their strengths. That's what you go look at as well. You tell me what strengths have McTominay got. But look at Dalla. Soon as the game started the other day on Sunday, what happened? Dalla lost the ball on the first second. And that's it.
Hmm.
That set the whole tempo of the game from that beginning, that 1 minute, that set the whole tempo of United's game all the way through to the end.
Kyle asks, so why was Ajax so dominant in Europe then? Because Ajax had a successful European campaign, right? They got to the semifinals.
They got to it, but because the Champions League is also different. Champions League is not like the Premier League either. Champions League, some teams will surprise. They'll have good chemistry. They will know how to play together, and they will listen to the manager. That's the reason they're successful. Look at what happened to Oli in when we went in the Champions League. Bro. We started counter-attacking teams. That's what we did. We counter-attack. Who can't counter-attack teams? What did teams start doing after that? They realize, oh, these are just counter-attacking us. We're just doing the same thing to them. What happened after that? United flopped.
Just read out the comment. Almost says people are saying young players are not ready. How will you know if they don't play yet? You see McFred for the past 5 years balling. That's a very fair point. You've seen McFred. We've seen young players come into the squad before and be perfectly fine. I really believe that Ten Hag will eventually give the young players a chance. I personally will be.
Another thing I want to say, just
Sure, go on.
interrupting you, sorry, my brother. Another thing
Please.
I want to say to you is, I personally think, me, the way I see the team set up, I personally think Eric Ten Hag done it on purpose. He sent them out there on purpose to fail.
Yep.
You know what? Because he knows he's coaching them every day, bro. He's watching them. He knows these players are no good.
Yep, and I 100% agree with you because Ralph Ragnick put it on the plate. He put it straight on the plate. Ten Hag obviously won't do that because he's here permanently, but Ralph Ragnick did. Almost says, sell the players, take the loss, and get a replacement. I 100% agree with that. I said it straight up.
Problem
Sell
is,
these lot on eBay. List them on eBay.
This brother's saying that, yeah, but bro, do you know how the Glazers work? They'd rather retain a player than selling him. The reason for that is, and even them giving their contracts, buying the contracts are like Barcelona, these teams that just buy out the contracts. Why would Man United not do that? Because number one, they got to pay them. Number two, they can't even sell the damn players because we pay so much silly wages, yeah? And then third is, if they sell them, how are they going to go and buy another player? They don't want to spend no money, bruv.
Very,
Do
very
you
true.
really think they're going to spend money?
This is what Ed Woodward did with the players. Gave them shiny contracts because it actually increases the value of the club in terms of the stock market. Omo also says the players are different, which is true. And he says facts. He did it on purpose. I think that's what he means instead of didn't. I think he
Yeah.
means he did it on purpose. I agree as well. Paul says I'm a 65-year-old Gorton Mancunian. Big up yourself, Paul. I don't live far from Gorton. If you go to the game, I might see you someday. Old junior school coaching lessons. No one man is a team. Judge your performance by your opposition. No one player is indispensable. Very, very fair point.
Yeah,
Kyle
that's true.
says Ten Hag needs time, which is very true. In his first 6 months, he struggled at Ajax as well, which is very true. And also to add, he did keep the players. He actually got very few amount of players in his first season. He then went and went hard in the transfer window in the second season. The next year, he won the league and he went to the semi-finals in Europe. Which, yeah, there you go. What the fans don't want to go through is the process. And I just want to emphasize on what Kyle says is we don't want to go through the process. It's not that we don't, Kyle. I think people are on the edge that they aren't almost ready to accept that it's a process. We know it's a process, but remember, I'm on United View, right? We get tens of thousands, 100,000s of people agreeing and disagreeing and whatever. But the general consensus is it's going to take 3 seasons. I mean, 3 windows. It's going to take summer, winter, and then another summer, to really shape the squad as he wants. It's not going to happen in one window. Am I a reactionary fan? Yes, I am. Hello, you lot know me. If I lose, my head's going freaking west. That's the type of person I am. It takes me about a week to calm down and come back to planet Faz, because when we lose, I'm done. But he's not wrong in saying he needs time. But also, you have to understand what United we are is saying is that there are youth players there that could possibly do a better job. And why not go for it? It's his first season. Why not? But again, we appreciate that he might be doing it to really expose that, hey, look, even me, I can't coach these freaking lot. Jose Mourinho tried. LVG tried. Ralph Ragnick tried. Ole tried.
Yeah.
Ole, I must give him credit for coming second with these lot. I must. No matter how much I hated his tactics and how much I screamed Ole out, I must give him credit for coming second, because I swear to God, I do not know how he did it. Coming second in the Premier League is no joke. Is no joke. But with that aside, that's past. That's gone. It's gone. Ten Hag football is different than Ole football. Ten Hag needs the correct tools to go and bring some sort of success to this club.
Yeah,
Scott
100%.
McTominay and Fred, I told you, I gave them 5 games. 1 game down, 4 more to go. If they don't deliver to me in 4 games, and by the way, people, these are professional players. They have played in numerous formations all their life. They have had the best facility. I have insider video from the Halifax and Manchester United game of the facilities these boys have. The facilities. Luke Shaw is drinking the best alkaline water that you could physically think of in the world, yet he doesn't overlap. Best facilities,
Man, you're breaking up, man.
the best doctors, the best physios, the best everything, and yet they are lacking certain basic aspects of the game. You cannot teach them that. You can't. This man isn't a miracle worker. He can work with players who are willing and who have abilities to polish and shine and bring them out. But when you don't, you simply don't. I hope and I pray that he can make something out of these players. If he can't, Manchester United need to give the keys to Ten Hag and say, listen, if these players don't work, take any of them and dash him. You have the power. Because, also don't forget, before Ten Hag put pen to paper, he did say, I want full control of squad and transfers and XYZ. So give Ten Hag the power. If he says list McTominay, list whoever on the market, list them. And I don't want to say just McTominay. It means Dallo, it means Bissaka, it means David De Gea, anyone. Priority-wise, whatever you want to say it, everything is a priority. All players are priority because it's 11
This
man
is
on the pitch.
exactly what I'm trying to say. This is exactly what I'm saying here, is you can't teach them.
You can't. But listen, big up yourself, United. We are for joining. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. I'll read out the final comments and we'll wrap up the show. Thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you, my bro. Make sure to like, subscribe, and also dial in next time on the next show. Let me see. Let me read out the comments. What almost says, I will go through the process if there is slight change up. Ralph said open surgery, yet we are using bandage. All new players should get priority on the lineup. I want to emphasize on this point because I said this before. You cannot ask me to be patient with no direction. Imagine if I'm walking in a tunnel and I've been walking for a long time and I don't see light. If I don't see light, the tiniest bit of light, I'm just walking in darkness. I'm just walking in darkness. You're telling me to be patient. I'm walking. Be patient, be patient. Year after year, I've been patient. Year after year, I've been patient. No light. I ain't seen no light. Where's the light? How much more? At some point, I'm going to want something. I need something to say, this is the direction. It's like a maze. It's like stuck in a maze. You're just going round in freaking circles. You come back to the point that you were before. Just going round and round. I need to see direction. The direction is Ten Hag. The direction is Martinez, Malacia, Ericsson. The direction is Frankie de Jong. The direction is possibly Anthony. The direction is an out-and-out striker, a proper forward, a proper left winger. Those are directions. Rabiot is not a direction. Anatovic is not a direction. I swear to God, I'm telling you now. Rabiot may go with Frankie de Jong, may. But Rabiot, I swear to God, I don't know if Rabiot is the direction. Okay, you could argue he may be better than McTominay, but McTominay got better stats than Rabiot. Okay, Rabiot got more trophies. You want to use that excuse. But McTominay still got more better stats than Rabiot. And that's a fact. I don't even like to bring in stats, but there you have it in front of your face. And he's got baggage with his mom as well. On top of that, Ronaldo isn't the direction. One season, sure. Keep him 1 season, steady the ship out. But he ain't the direction. Benny, the new striker coach, is a direction. It's a good direction. He's brought him in to go and coach the strikers, help Rashfords and all them lot to improve their game. Elanga and all those lot. The new player coach for the under-21s, if I'm not mistaken, that's coming. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That person is a direction. Small direction. I need to see more. The Glazers need to enable everything possible to this man. Open up your bomber-clad checkbook. Give him everything he needs, like Man City did to Pep. Fix the stadium. Do everything possible. You have the fan base already. Man City can't even get the fan base. Man City don't even get the fan base. Their average seating is 47,000. Our average seating is 72. They don't even have the fans, and yet they're backing the manager. Why? It's shambolic. Almost says these players have a habit and it needs change. 100%, man. You're just taking the words out of my mind. I can predict what these players do. I'm sure you can. Jalen says it's not that we are ready for the process. It's more that we aren't sure if it's the beginning of the process or the beginning of the downfall. That's an interesting comment. Beginning of the downfall. That's an interesting comment. Is it the beginning of the downfall of what though? Because we have Ten Hag. Ten Hag ball is gonna work. I mean, Statman Cam, my close friend Cam, he's gone and said that by Christmas, we're gonna see really good football with these players. I don't know how much of that is going to come true. I don't know. If you ask me, I don't think we're seeing good football with McTominay and Fred and Dallo and Shaw. I don't think so. I swear, I don't think so. The way Dallo doesn't run back is shocking. He's shocking. He's not quick enough to come back. Telles is gone on loan. Why is Telles on loan? Lord have mercy. Why is Telles on loan? Why is Telles on loan? Please comment down below and let me know. Why is Telles on loan? Why is he not sold? Alvaro Fernandez just gave 2 assists at Preston game last few days ago. Was it yesterday or the day before? And I'm gonna go watch Alvaro Fernandez as well. I'm gonna keep a lone watch on him. Preston is actually 30 minutes drive from my house, so I'm gonna go watch him. Why is he on loan? And Telles on loan. Telles should be sold. Alvaro Fernandez should be in our squad. It's crazy. Funny thing, I think Rabiot is on ATH's list, and that is the only player that the board look at because he's cheap. I don't think so. How is Rabiot on Ten Hag's list? How? Please, you have to explain to me. You have to educate me on this. How is he on Rabiot? Rabiot is on Eric Ten Hag's list. I don't see it. I don't see it. Harsh says times have changed since Sir Alex retired. Maybe McFred would have been good when it was 2010, not in 2022. Sure. But this comment, I want you to explain to me how Rabiot is in Ten Hag's plan, or part of the list, because I don't see how. I would like to be educated though. I would definitely like to be educated. Akapo says we cannot sign player without selling, and selling has always been an issue. Thank you very much. That's true. Paul says denial. No, none so blind as they that will not or cannot see. Denial. Manchester United in denial. Fans are in denial. Could be. Almost says Rabiot mom is worse than Raiola. She's trying to negotiate a 10 million a year deal for her son. God bless her. She's her son's negotiator, agent, whatever you want to call it. She wants the best and the most for her son. I cannot discredit her for that at all. She's going to be more passionate than an agent because she's the mother. She is the mother. It's a very sensitive. Quick, interesting story for you guys. I used to work at Man City. I used to work as a player security for Man City. I specifically worked in John Stone's box. He has a family box. I remember Bernardo Silva's mom. Bernardo, where is Bernardo? She runs riots every week. Every week. Where is Bernardo? I remember. But these are family members of the players, right? You have to deal with what it is. And John Stones as well. He had kids in the box. Is it his kids? I don't know. Those kids gave me a lot of headache as well. But yeah, family members, you have to deal with them carefully. Almost says Tom Huddleston, under 21 coach. Yeah, thank you very much, Tom Huddleston, player coach, I think as well. But yeah, hoping that can bring out some really nice, good quality youth players as well. I'm looking forward to that. Also, my boy plays for Manchester United under 18. Go and check him out. Malachi, really top baller, top baller. He's a good player coming up under 18s. Will Fish as well. Keep an eye on Will Fish, my boy Will Fish. Big up yourself. Mansour says our weakest link is not our players, but it's their commitment to play aggressively. Look, aggressive football is good, but you have to have some tenacity and technicality behind it as well. Paul Scholes was very aggressive, very, very aggressive. But Paul Scholes was one of the best pingers of the ball I have ever seen in my entire life. Wayne Rooney was very aggressive. Barlet, skinhead Wayne Rooney would kill anyone. But again, Wayne Rooney was one of the best players to ever touch a football pitch, right? Aggression is good, but you have to have something behind it. Sav says, new project with new philosophy, and the style of play requires players that fit the profile. If Ten Hag doesn't get the support he needs, he can't perform a miracle. Thank you very much. Great point. Harsh goes on to say, Dalot cannot even pass a ball forward. How can he start for United? I think Dalot has a good cross on him. I would like to say that because he did that in the preseason when Malacia crossed it to him, he crossed it to Martial. Martial chested it and put it down. Martial needs to. I don't know about Martial, man. Martial, man, letting me down. But Dalot can cross. I've seen Dalot cross. Going forward, he has something there. I would like to say that. He runs really well going forward, but it's coming back. You need serious amount of fitness for that. And I don't know why these players can't do it. I don't know. You know what I would like to know? These players go through bleep test. The bleep test is a different type of, if you know what the bleep test is, you know what it is. But the footballer bleep test is a bit different. Professional clubs, when you initially do the bleep test, they put you in 3 groups. Group A, the best in the bleep test. Group B, the medium bleep test people who did the medium score, and Group C, who have, obviously the lower scores. I'd like to know some of the bleep test scores for Manchester United. I'd like to know. Dan says he's not on the list. We would have got him long time. It's the board with cheap players. That's my point. How is he Ten Hag's list and we didn't tackle him when the day window started? There is no complication with this deal. And also, Omo, I would like to point out to you why I actually disagree and think that he's not on Ten Hag's list is because Guys and girls, have you noticed that in the last few days, every hour is a new player? Sesko, Savage, Anatovic, Rabio, this, that, the other. I've lost track. I'm sorry. I've lost track of how many players we've been linked with since the Brighton loss. I've lost track. Uh, my starting lineup for Brentford. That's a long one. That's a long one. I need time to think of that. I need time. But to go from the top of my head, I would say Ronaldo starts, Martinez starts, David De Gea starts, Malacia starts. That's what I would say. I think Malacia starts. Ericsson. I think Bruno doesn't start. Does he start? Possibly, but I don't want him to. I don't want Bruno to start. Rashford starts. Sancho starts. Fred McTominay. Fred McTominay. Unless Iqbal, they give Iqbal a run out or Ghana a run out. But yeah, I actually, for the people who don't know, I know quite a bit about what happened in that Halifax game. But considering that, will they actually play those players? I don't know. I want to see them. One issue though, speaking about Brentford and just going back to the Brighton game, why did Ten Hag make those subs last minute? Ten Hag, what are you doing, Eric? Eric, what are you doing? Why are you making the subs last minute? Bring them on 15, 20 minutes before the game is about to finish. And it's 5 subs. What's the issue? Bring them on. I don't know. It's my manager. His decision. I have to back him. But I didn't understand why he did that. United, we are. Thank you very much. Again, third member now for Planet Fast. Big up yourself. If you're on Twitter, make sure you hit me up. If you're on Instagram, my Instagram is the same as what it is here, Planet Fast. Reach out to me on Instagram, the members. I will do calls with you guys. I'll speak to you personally. And yeah, big shout out to you and big love to you. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. On a one stream, I've got 3 brand new members. It's massive. It's massive. I'm actually gonna go and celebrate. I'm gonna go and celebrate. At least something to celebrate. Transfer news. Transfer alert. Chelsea are ready to sign Aubameyang and De Jong if Barcelona will release the 2 players. I believe you. I believe that. Because it's not Manchester United related, I believe that. Chelsea are linked. I think that makes sense. I think because Chelsea are linked to 2 players, it makes a lot of sense. How many years does Chelsea have on Aubameyang have on his contract? 2 or 3, if I'm not mistaken. Chelsea are putting the money in. Todd's got the money. Todd is ready. Todd is going around and saying it's Christmas time for Chelsea. He's trying to buy everyone, and he's not been successful so far in buying some of the players. Some of them he has, but some of the crucial ones he hasn't. Barca might go and make this deal happen. Barca got a lot of options up front. They got a lot. They got Lewandowski. They got Depay. They got Aubameyang. They've got a backup for their backup for their backup. So Barca need to get rid of players by Saturday. Let's not forget as well. If Barca do not let players registered by Saturday, again, you can correct me. I know there are Barca fans in this stream. Correct me if I'm wrong. If Barca don't register certain players by Saturday, there's levers getting involved and headache. It's another headache as well for Barca. And they're trying to register the players. They clearly are. They're trying to figure it out. Frankie and Oba together, both together, one big lump sum, big push, a big help for Barca and Champions League football. So Oba is not sacrificing anything. And Oba's played in Premier League and he's balled out at one point as well. So it could happen. There's a high chance as well. High chance for this to happen. I don't know who that transfer news channel is, but big up yourself for joining as well. Dan says, big up the bleep test. I remember that back in the day. Mate. Have a guess. Comment down below what you think my bleep test highest was. Comment down below. Respect me though. Don't be putting mad numbers thinking I'm not fit. So comment down below to think what my bleep test score was when I was in secondary school or college. What's my take on Maguire? Honest opinion. Long conversation. Was impressed in the Brighton game, I must say. I like to give players kudos when they deserve it, credit where it's due. I liked him at the Brighton game. He did really good. Overall, though, he needs to do better. I liked how Ten Hag utilized him. He just reminds me. Weirdly, I saw Martinez step back a bit more and challenge the last man more. That was very interesting. Martinez was on the person that was on Welbeck, and he was winning every ball. Gave away a penalty, not gave away, but could have given away a penalty. But his aggression, his tenacity, his ability to read the ball in the air, his tackling, his passing back, everything was really good. So I think maybe Ten Hag is saying, Martinez, you stay back and let Maguire play the balls through, because that's what Maguire does really well. That's what we originally bought him for. I'm very excited. Not tell a lie, not very. I'm somewhat looking forward to seeing Maguire and this new thing. I've seen some things in the first game, and I want to see more of this. Want to see some more. Obviously, Maguire went and publicly said, "Oh, the partnership, the relationship is still building between him and Martinez, whatever." But, and it's a big but, I am worried for my boy Eric Bailly. I like Eric Bailly. I like him a lot. He brings me a lot of joy and pleasure, and my heart warms up when I see Eric Bailly play. We have missed, we have missed out on a beautiful, beautiful centre back in Eric Bailly, and I want to see him this season. I want to see him get minutes this season. I really, really do. I want Ten Hag to make something out of Eric Bailly. That is one of my wishes. Varane, I hope he can stay fit. What I can tell you though, Eric Bailly and Varane played together in the Halifax game. If you know me from Twitter, you know what the situation was with the journalists copying my tweets. But yeah, Eric Bailly and Lindelof played together, and they were solid. Varane almost, I think he had 98 or 99% aerial duel one winning rate. So yeah, that's that. Almost says why I think it's real, because we are actively bidding. Okay, let's see what happens with the transfer. He says, but versus Brentford, what I want is David De Gea, Malacia, Maguire, Dallo, Ericsson, Van der Beek, Garner, Sancho, Ronaldo, Garnacho. Very interesting lineup. This is a lineup that we would like to see. This is a lineup that we would like to see. Garnacho can be a player. He can do what we call stop-start football. Obviously, Sancho is a real good baller when it comes to stop-start football. But our boy Rashford can do that. Rashford can run at players. He is the fastest player for Manchester United. I'm sure of this. If not, probably someone else. But he's one of the fastest. He's very fast. He needs to utilize that. Beat the player, run past him, link up with Luke Shaw, overlap, whatever, put the ball in the box. That's the aim. Let Sancho do the trickery and whatever, because Sancho can do it really well. Rashford ain't got it. He can't beat the player like he used to. Defenders read him, and he does the same thing. He does the step over, cut in, and shoot, and it doesn't work. Every time it gets blocked or he misses the target. Whereas Sancho, he has end result. He can pass the ball through, ping the ball through, beat a player. He can. Dan says Glazer FC, agreed. Trey says, Trey, big up Trey, not seeing you in a while. Ten Hag gets a 0 out of 10 for first game. Trey, I know you support the channel. Big up yourself, but get out of here, man. Not 0 out of 10. Don't disrespect my manager by like that. I know Trey is a Liverpool supporter as well. Trey supports somewhat Liverpool, so yeah. Let's see. Loads of comments here. Loads of comments. A couple says, I believe Gakpo, how do you pronounce Hakpo would be a good addition, but the way our transfers have been so far, it would be hard. I'm holding on that. I haven't fully dissected Hakpo yet. I've started to. I don't want to make my mind up just yet. I've started to, though. Arnold says, "Faz, do you ever sleep?" I sleep very little. I sleep very, very little. Almost says, if they don't register, they become a free agent. Kesa, is that how you pronounce his name? Kesa. I want to go in for him if people become free agent. Here we go, Frankie. You're trolling me. Level 6. Dan says I got level 6 in the bleep test. Respect me. My highest was 9. Harsh says, whose fault is it that the young transfer failure board of Ten Hag United cracked the deal with Barca? This is a very interesting question. Whose fault is it, Ten Hag or board? Damn. I have to come back to that one because I think it's the fault is actually Barca's and Frankie's. Really and truly, that's their fault. Did Ten Hag identify as number 2 target, as in the backup target, a bit late? Neves, Bissouma was gone by then. Tielemans, I like Tielemans a lot. I don't know why people don't. I like Tielemans a lot. There are players, Sangara. I don't know why. Why didn't we identify backup quicker? Whose fault is it? Is it Ten Hag's or the board? I would say 60% Ten Hag, 40% board. Or else, how else can I say it? Because it's Ten Hag who's making the shot call. He's saying who he wants. But then, if Frankie de Jong comes in, Ten Hag was right all along. That Frankie would have come in, and it is what it is. So maybe they really believe that Frankie's gonna come, so they didn't identify a backup. Frankie de Jong isn't dead. The deal isn't dead. As much as I say the deal is dead, the deal isn't actually dead because he's not put pen to paper on anything. Let's iron this out. As much as I can say, I chat a lot of shit anyways. I say a lot of bullshit. But as much as I say that Frankie de Jong the deal is dead, it's not, because he's not actually put pen to paper to anywhere. He's not put pen to paper. So because he's not put pen to paper, there is even the smallest chance that it could happen. And even the smallest chance matters, I guess. So maybe Man United are holding on to that. For me, the deal is dead because what's the wait? What is the wait? Barca tried to register players. Frankie called bluff. Barca tried to register players. The situation still stands. Frankie's still a Barca player. He's not budging. Let's see. Maguire straight garbage, trash can farm. What about the Young deal? I just explained. United, we are says, Faz, I'll send you a message. Yeah, big up. Send me a message. I'll keep an eye out for sure. Trey says, whose fault is it? Assist, Welbeck assist goal. He went in behind, no problem. You said Maguire and Martinez were great. David De Gea can do better. Harry Maguire can do better. David De Gea can do a lot better. Luke Shaw had 2 man to mark. Rashford? Sancho? Who was on that side at the time? I don't know who was on that side, but Harry Maguire definitely sees the player early. Was it Dallo? I think it was Dallo that doesn't track back quick enough. But what's gone, it's gone. Anyways, what can you do? What can you do? And I'll reference David De Gea because go and check. Dean Henderson was in the same situation in a Nottingham Forest game last week, and Dean Hendo made the save really well. He dived and he made the save and stopped the ball from going in front of him. Whereas David De Gea just slides and does nothing. I've got a bone to pick with David De Gea. Almost says, I want to buy Malacia, buy and Lita, centre back so they can have a high line. Interesting. I don't know if they both will play together. I don't know about this. Garnacho could be our Vinny. I see in the similarities. Interesting. Big statement. United, we are says Rashford is shot. He don't even take players on. He's like scared. Very true. He doesn't even jump for the ball. In UV Discord, I was saying players need to be benched for bad performances, unlike Ole, 100% true. Tim says, man, the striker market is very poor now. Morata, flipping and Morata, man. Morata, man, flipping hell. Boys and girls, we're linked with Morata. I know, I didn't even bring that in. I could bring Icardi, but look after your wax. Hassan says, if Rashford cannot beat players, let him be benched. Thank you very much. I agree. Sav says, people actually believe that fake news about our new signing is going to be Sav. Disrespectfully, Sav. I believed in you. They didn't believe in you. They didn't believe in you. But Faz did. Sav, I believed in you. DJ Khaled reference. I believed in you, Sav. You let me down. So far. What's all these levers, Sav? I don't understand what's going on with your club. It's hella confusing. Almost says, you don't want Icardi here with his wife is a problem. The market only striker. I want Julian Alvarez. I wanted Julian Alvarez. I was going to say, think he had the maddest thing is Ralph Rangnick identified out for us. And then Man City went and paid 10 mil extra and went and bought him. Lord have mercy. Ralph Rangnick, I miss you. Ralph Rangnick, I miss you. What can I say? Hassano says Rashford and Sancho are not helping the left and right back. Garnacho is better than Rashid. I agree with this statement. Sancho at times doesn't do well when he needs to track back. Reference to last season, I've seen numerous times. Last season, I actually sat very close to the pitch, and I saw the game at pitch level. I was 3 rows from the pitch, so very close. Sancho a lot of the times was not aggressive enough coming back, which does not help. Trey says it's hard to believe Ten Hag goes past this window with Dallo and Shaw being the main wing backs. Huge weakness. I agree. Malacia will start. I think Malacia starts a few games, but he was doing what he did last game to prove a point that the fullbacks aren't good enough. Transfer news, breaking news. Manchester United fans are looking to protest at Old Trafford on the 2nd of August, and I am aware we already dissected this at the start of the stream. It'll be an interesting one, that one. I don't think it does much, in all honesty. Glazers have had protests before, time and time again. People have turned up at Arnold's house. People have turned up at Arnold's house. There are good players out there. How can other clubs find them and we cannot? How does a team like Brighton have Caicedo and we don't? Please, this is absurd. The way we are able to find talent is absurd. We cannot identify talent. Caicedo was linked with us. He was linked with us for chicken change. You lot get me angry with these comments, man. How is that boy was linked with us and we said no to him? You can't make me emotional and cry. Remember when United fans bragged about beating Liverpool in... I'm guilty. I'm sorry, I'm guilty. Ten Hag only scouts Netherlands players apparently, so not good enough to... calm down. Calm down. You're going to make me get emotional. Caicedo was linked with us. Right. Anyways, listen. 3 hours. We've been 3 hours. We have been 3 hours. Kudus, you wanted to speak? Sorry, I only saw your message. I was going through the comments. Kudus, go on. You want to make a point?
No problem. Yeah, fine. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I wanted to talk about the whole how we're not able to identify players. And again, going back to Granddaddy Ragnick, he said this. He said about our scouting, how horrible they were. I think he even got some of them fired, and he wanted to rebuild the scouting. But see, the funny thing is, right, before Ragnick left, and I bet United probably made him sign an NDA or whatever, so he can't come out and say exactly what it is that he did at the club. But before Ragnick left, if you remember, he gave us a list of players who we needed to sign to rebuild our squad. And what he specifically said was that we needed to sign players who were, number one, young and hungry, that are maybe in their first or second contract and are willing to work hard to obviously gain that extra bit of money or whatever, rather than the idiots we have in the club now that think that they're superstars and that they've made it. And he said that we need to be going for a certain mentality type of players, and he gave us a list. So obviously Nkunku was a part of that. Conrad Lemar as well, a part of that. And I think the board are so arrogant and stubborn that even till today, Conrad Lemar is available for 15 million, and Leipzig do not want to sell him to Bayern Munich. And he is unbelievable. But just for the sheer fact of stubbornness and arrogance, they will not go and sign Lemar. We've spent 15 million on Rabiot. That could have gone to Conrad Lemar, and he is a much better player than Rabiot, whoever it is that we're looking for. Even if we are to get De Jong, or if we're not to get De Jong, Conrad Lemar can play that CDM role by himself or as a midfield too. Whatever you need him to do in that midfield, he can do. But yeah, down to pure arrogance and incompetence. I think if you remember as well, something came out that there was someone in the United board or whatever that was a meticulous organizer, and he was surprised by the level of organization that Ralph Ragnick does. This just shows that everybody in that job thinks that they're the bee's knees. They think that they know what they're doing and they're experts on this and that, which obviously isn't evident.
I also to add to that, Kamara, who joined Villa on a free.
Kamara, yes. Zakaria was there. So they told us 5 million they couldn't give to Zakaria for Ragnick because
Kamara,
they
I rate very highly, very, 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 very highly
yeah,
because he's
and
young. Because
I
he's young, he's a
think
French
as
baller, and
well
I've seen him.
that
And
question was put to Ragnick in January about why we didn't sign Kamara or Zakaria, I think. And he said he didn't know. He said you're going to have to ask the board that because he asked the board. And I think the board told him that it's not possible or something along those lines. He said it in an interview because they asked about Lingard because he wanted to get rid of Lingard at that time as well. And he told Lingard he could go. But obviously the board said no, keep Lingard. So yeah, I think not only are they making bad decisions, I think on a business point of view, because even the likes of Rashford or Maguire, whoever, all these players that they think are worth whatever to them as their assets, when they become absolutely shit, your assets is worth nothing. So not only
mm,
will you not be able to sell your assets, you're also losing value on your assets, and then you're left with the deadwood, which, as evident from Pogba, Matic, all them leaving for free, you're going to end up losing more money. So on a business level, they don't know how to do their job. On a football level, they don't know how to do their job, and they're arrogant and they're stubborn. It's going to bring me into the. I think someone asked a question about Frankie De Jong if it was the board's fault or Ten Hag's fault. Now, while Ten Hag is to blame as well, I think majority is the board, and the reason I say that is because we knew that Frankie De Jong was Ten Hag's number one priority. We knew that from mid May that he was number one priority. Okay, at that time the deal was very very raw, and if this is someone that you say this is my number one priority, I know if I was going to Barca, I'll say, yo, what do you guys want? We'll take Frankie De Jong off you. They say, oh, this is the fee, blah blah blah. Grant, we'll pay it. We've agreed terms with Frankie De Jong. We'll pay it. They now left Barcelona, leaving it in the hands of Barcelona to convince Frankie De Jong to come to United. That is not Barcelona's job. That is your job. And now, when Chelsea came in and Chelsea were like, yo, this deal is hanging in the air. Okay, what do you want, Barca? What do you want, Frankie? What's stopping this deal of 15 million in wages? No worries, we'll pay that. United now went back in and say, actually, do you know what? Yeah, we'll pay that 15 million as well so he can come to us. So they were very slow in moving to get the deal over the line that it left room and opportunity for another club to come in and possibly hijack it. So I think
mm.
this board is they're just
It's.
incompetent every
I mean,
single way.
look, it is very interesting. All that time we spent on Frankie De Jong for only Chelsea to come and put the bid in, and they're trying to hijack the deal. They're watching every move we make. They waited all this time. Chelsea waited all this time to see what happens because Chelsea are not fools as well. They're not fools. They're coming in now thinking we must have something to be able to pull this player. Because Tuchel, and you know what? We'll wait until they make a bid. We'll wait until to see what's the situation with their forward. If they get Lewandowski, if they sell Depay, if they don't sell Depay, depending on that, we might even go and put a bid in for Aubameyang because we've lost our forwards. Chelsea is very smart. If they pull this off, my lord, am I bashing this board?
I don't
My
think a lot.
lord, am I bashing this board?
No,
If Chelsea pull this off, you might as well have said Chelsea came and opened our pants and left us wearing our underwear. That's what they
yeah,
did.
I
That's
think
exactly what they did.
a lot
But
of people don't know for the past, even since Alex Ferguson was at the club, Chelsea have been robbing a lot of our targets. They wait to see what we're doing, and then they go in and say, yeah, we're going to do this and maybe up one. They've been robbing a lot of our targets, players that are good players and we'd be linked with. I remember, I think either Hazard or Willian we were linked with. Obviously, everyone knows about Obi Mikel,
mm,
Lukaku, all that. Like, they've been robbing a lot of our targets for
mm,
years, and they're still going to keep doing it.
big up, Kudus. Thank you for your points again. A lot of love. Thank you for joining and being so patient and giving your points. Let me read out the last bit of comments and then we'll wrap up the show. Thank you for everybody joining. I was supposed to do the show for 1 hour. We've been here 3 hours, and you lot stuck with me. So a lot of love to you lot as well. I really really appreciate you. Almost as Ralph was saying around versus Liverpool that hey these clubs is taking on my players and they're winning the title followed by if you follow me on Twitter, I made a tweet. I said, Ralph Ragnick, if I ever see you, I am going to give you a huge hug. What you did for me as a fan of Manchester United, I will never ever be able to pay it back to you. Ever. I am so sorry that the club did not keep you upstairs and put you upstairs. I am so sorry. You would have been one of the best decisions Manchester United would have made after Sir Alex Ferguson, after signing Ten Hag. You would have been one of the best decisions. He even publicly said, I'm looking forward to working with Ten Hag. I'm looking forward to speaking to him. Glazer slapped a piece of paper on the table and said, sign this and shut the fuck up and don't you ever open your mouth, Ralph Ragnick. NDA. Made him sign it. Don't you ever speak on our name again. Open heart surgery. Huh. Yeah, open your mouth again and see what happens. Sacked him. Got rid of him. Such a shame. Such a shame. I miss Ralph Ragnick, man. Ralph was like nobody had Scout on Nkunku. What can I say? Dan says, if Ralph was still here, we would have had Lamia, Sangara, Nkunku, Dumfries, etc. We would have completely different team and clear the deadwood they like 100%. On top of that, Paul Mitchell. If Paul Mitchell came in as well, Ralph Ragnick, Paul Mitchell, Ten Hag. Oh my God. Paul Mitchell. If you know Paul Mitchell, you know the type of pull this guy has. He can pull any player. Any player. One of the goats of this football business. But Glazernomics, they didn't want that. They didn't want to hand the keys over. They didn't want it. They didn't want. Woodward trained Arnold. That's the maddest thing. Woodward trained Arnold. Is it in front of you? I don't know about Arnold. Thank you very much, Stefan. People who are liking, thank you very much. If you don't want to like it, that's also fine. If you want to like and support the kid, I appreciate you. Thank you very much. If you're a Glazerin supporter and you dislike the video, thank you very much as well, because the goal is still the same. The goal is to win. That's the goal. The goal isn't one thing. The goal is, for me anyways, is to win and Glazers out. But if you're still supporting Glazers in, I'm sure you still want Man United to win. But the goal is still Manchester United to win. But anyways, we must stay united. All of us fans together, we must stay united. Dan says, if Ralph spoke to Ten Hag, it would have been game over for Glazers. And on God, you are right. Oh boy, if Ralph Ragnick and Ten Hag were speaking and had control of this club, you might as well get a shotgun and point it at the Glazers, because the Glazers would never want that. Would never want that. Yankee says, remember when Jose finished second, then third, and got Fred and Mc. Don't know what that's. I don't know, but he still gave us a Europa League, so it is what it is, right? Listen, it's been amazing to speak to all of you. I wanted to do the show for 1 hour. We've just broken 3 hours, and I'm sure we could talk for days and days, but this was a therapy session for me, and for many of you, this has been a therapy session. I actually really, really appreciate all of you. I appreciate the people who became a member for the first time. I now have members. I will navigate my way through the universe of having members. I will do all things possible to speak to you guys. Make sure, again, follow my Instagram and Twitter, and drop me a DM. Drop me a DM, and I will communicate with you. I might even make a members-only group chat. That might be interesting. I might make a members-only community. Planet Fast residents. I have 3 residents now. I need to look after them. Dan, Omo, and United We Are. I need to make a community where people can come and talk. So for the members, actually, if you reach out to me on Twitter, I will actually make something like that happen. We'll talk. We'll have group calls and etc. and discuss things, and and whatever. That'll be very interesting. That'll be very interesting. But we'll navigate through. You guys, the members, can give me suggestions and things, and then we'll work on it together. We'll do things together. Yankee says more effort than the Glazers taking your time to talk with us. No, more big up to you. I'm just doing the talking. You guys are sat there watching. It's you lot that should be bigged up, not me. I'm just here chatting a lot of whatever, ranting about my stress and whatever. But it's you guys who sit here with your precious time and watch me, which is more appreciated than anything, because you give me your time. Harsh says, great show. Thank you very much. And Dan says, make that, bro. I'm on it. I will do. I will do. If you DM me on Twitter, Instagram, we have WhatsApp, let's make it happen. Right. It's been amazing. Thank you all for joining. If you want to like this, you know what to do. If you don't want to like this, you know what to do. If you want to subscribe, you know what to do. If you don't want to subscribe, you know what to do. But regardless of what you do, one thing we must unite together is these lot have to go, blood. Glazers have to go. Glazers have to go. Glazers must go. Let's stay united. Take care and peace.